Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. After a third record-setting performance for the S&P yesterday, we're seeing North American stock futures back in positive territory. Once again this morning, it was a positive day overall, a little bit muted. Once again, we had the Dow up about 57 points on the session yesterday. The S&P 0.4%, its second record high close in a row. The NASDAQ outperformed for the second day in a row with big name tech stocks putting in gains again. Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, Google's parent, Alphabet, also all sharply higher. News on Netflix, we'll talk about that. Big move late in the session yesterday. Overall, markets seem to shrug off the unexpected increase in weekly jobless claims that we saw yesterday to move higher anyways. Individually this morning, we're watching shares of Fubo TV picking up some streaming rights. We'll talk about that. Also, Boeing shares slightly lower this morning. More possible electrical issues with the 737 MAX. It's Friday, April 9th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Yeah, positive once again, right across the board here for North American markets. NASDAQ leading the way, 0.7%. The S&P 0.4% to the upside. You can see Bitcoin back to the upside this morning as well. Bottom end crude oil, 2 days in a row here, a little bit of a decline. We have gold also in positive territory. Overall, positive start to the end of the week here, guys. Good morning. It is Friday. A lot of things to get to this morning. As far as individual names are concerned, we have more news on Boeing, possible electrical issues with their 737 MAX. A couple of airlines, I'm just seeing more here. American now saying that they're going to pull 24 recently delivered 737 MAX out of their fleet for the time being. This is a precaution, remember, so they're saying they have to check, but there isn't actually a problem yet, so we'll keep an eye on Boeing. I mean, this Fubo TV, pretty strong here as well.
Yeah, getting that qualifying, I guess, deal for Qatar and the World Cup, exclusive rights for some of those matches. Fubo's been a bit of a, I'm not saying a sleeping giant, but it's trying to pull in a bit of a dead cat bounce on the daily chart here. So it's going to be an interesting one to watch. There, like we said, there's actually going to be a lot to get to because there were so many movers throughout the week, in the tech space and some of these individual plays I've been watching on a day-to-day basis. I've been training a lot of CCL and sticking to what works. And I think, for those of you, and welcome back if you tune into the afternoon show, we talked about some of those levels at the close on some of these key stocks that would come into play this morning. So I think that could be a little bit of a theme as well. And I think that's one of the added bonuses, I suppose, to the at the end of the day show is you sort of get to see those levels trade and then interact with that in the morning show and get into some prep here. Not the only thing that we're looking forward to. I mean, it's Friday, but we're getting thirsty here, Sean, and we're getting very close to 200,000. So pretty excited for that, guys. It's Friday. We'd love to celebrate in a big way.
Yeah, they better. I mean, it'll be great if today we can hit that 200,000 subscribers. So, guys, let's do that. You're going to see in a second Valeria's wearing her Friday greens like Tiger Woods wears his Sunday reds. So we are ready to go now today, guys. So get ready, get excited. Please, let's get that 200,000 today because we're going to pop that off starting, we'll do it on the show. So as soon as we hit it, we'll do it. And then you can see us trade with a little bit of champagne in ye hand. I posted up a poll this morning, and it was a very, very simple one. And unfortunately, I'm an idiot because I didn't put the right time here. But I'm going to end this poll at the end of the show. So by 11:30, will the NASDAQ 100 be positive? And I mean, we've had mega cap tech all talk all week, so we put them here. Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Google, but we're just looking at the futures. 300 votes right now. 2/3 of you basically are saying yes. And right now we come down 0.27. So, hey, if we're going to get there, we need to get a little bit of work done here. Justin Rose, a thorn in our side.
I'm very surprised how that got dismissed, I guess, or bypassed yesterday. Justin Rose, I'm speaking of. That seems like a bit of an obvious choice for someone, guys. Regardless, it's Masters weekend. We're all over the Masters this weekend as well, but that is it. Help us out. It is on ice. It is going to remain on ice until we get to that big number, guys. We're so close. just under 700 to go to 200,000 on YouTube. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you take a second, hit subscribe. We would very much appreciate it. Come back and join us then every single day. We do this every single day that the market is open. Under 700 to go to 200,000. Hit subscribe, help us out. Let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Miss V.
Good morning, Brandon, and happy Friday, everyone. Let's have another wonderful trading session together. And guys, as you already understood, we are so ready to celebrate 200,000 subscribers. So make sure right now to subscribe and tell everyone you know to subscribe to our channel. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yes, let's indeed jump right into things here. Let's talk about Boeing here first off, guys. Again, this seems to be a bit of a precaution here. So they're warning about a possible electrical issue with recently delivered 737 MAX airplanes. So this is just going back a month or so ago when they were able to get these back in the air. We're now hearing about maybe there's possible problems here again. So Southwest has already come out and said they're going to pull them out of their fleet, already replacing them with other airplanes, so not affecting their service at all. UAL as well, just coming out saying the same thing, and American also, guys. Is this a problem?
Bit of an opportunity, maybe.
Not a good thing.
No, it's definitely not a good thing. Let's be serious. I mean, safety is the primary concern, the number one concern for a company like Boeing. And you can look at the daily trend. I just want to take it a little bit further back so we can keep a few things in perspective. It's been a fantastic recovery in Boeing. The jury's out on whether I made a good decision to trim Boeing at 250 and put it into GE, which should have done a different move, but I'm actually looking to get some back into this. I've only made one purchase in Boeing in the last year, and it was at that 175 breakout. We talked about that last year. I really do think, and I look back to these peaks in this 245, and then I look at this like 235, and I just think on the way down, those are the levels to be able to defend. Now, there's still so much room to run. We like oligopolies, certainly, and I think this is definitely one of those. As far as the day trade goes today, I mean, we're kind of flat on the session. I don't want to get too wrapped up in the Miss V is in green, so we got to make a run and a rally here. Like there is a decent chance, and just pull the 15-minute up. I mean, there is that decent chance that this 55 to 57, like yesterday, sorry, not yesterday, a couple of days ago, where we had that little high 55 to 57 area, and then we couldn't reach that. We gap up here. Can't really go any higher into that same range, and we're sort of falling off on the bad news. I mean, off of those levels, it actually might turn into a bit of a short, and then maybe get a break through that like 57 area. So a test of 250 does make a little bit of sense to me, and you can sort of see it's not a gigantic line in the sand, but there was a monster dip buy off of 250 last time. So if you see this level like capitulate down like 50, 60 cents past it, you'd actually see a little bit of downside pressure that, to me, would be that's that like, well, you would call it a swing, or that's that dip buy that you're looking for in the long term. So there's part of me that wants 250 to break, even though I'd much rather fade off of levels. Breakouts and breakdowns, muted success for me in Boeing. I'd rather, from shorting it, be off of a level of resistance or go long in front of that support. So that's going to be the play for me in Boeing. If any, it has to come to me to the upside. And certainly if it breaches that 250, hopefully we get a chance to catch 244, 245. I think that'd be a great area.
Yeah, I'm looking more for a long here. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. I've just been posting the sticky note up. We do have a decent one today. There's a few names on there. I like that Clover breakthrough 940 at the top. We talked about that, and then the start at the very bottom there. We like playing Palantir off that level, but if the NASDAQ is weak, then we want to smash that to the downside. But welcome to yet again another exciting show. Yeah, it's pretty important that you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet today. It's a very, very simple thing. Hit it. We'll get to that 200,000, and then we'll start drinking. Okay, 251 is what I'm going to look at. I mean, I'm unlike Neil, I'm not scalping any of these positions. I just want to keep on building on Boeing. Right now is not the time to do that. I mean, going long 175 and out near the top is fantastic. And I just, for me, it's going to be a longer term trade. So I'm not super worried about getting out of anything right now. And I don't even really think that this is too big of a deal. The market's not really reacting that much. I mean, considering it's 17 off of AAL just announced right now, taking them out of commission, so it's not great. But here's the level we're talking about. So we have a lot of consolidation here. Just as back, what is this, the 29th of March over to the 30th. I mean, well, I guess it's 3 days in here. 248 was the bottom of this range, and 253 was the top. So it's $5. But the point is that you did dip down and tried to break just a couple days ago this 251, and they never were able to. So that's actually 251.70. Right here is 251. We did break, and it only went down to 250. So if you're gonna, take $1 worth of risk here on Boeing, I think that's worth it. So let's wait to see what happens here at 251. I like 251. To hold. If it doesn't, then you can wait to see what happens at 250, average in. And to me, I'm not getting worried about a long in Boeing until we break this 248 and change. So that's why I wrote down here 251 long right in the middle there on Boeing. So we're going to wait to see if that comes through. I mean, look, Brendan, there's still 50 minutes left. We'll get Mark Roberts on soon, and we'll find out from Sun Lake Strategies. There's no wiser man. We've talked about Boeing with him numerous times down near the 200 level. Now we'll get his take on this at 250. But I think it's a little worrisome for Boeing shareholders for sure. As a longer-term shareholder, not worried at all. I'd actually like it to come in to those levels. Like 230 would be a pretty sweet buy down here. So I'm going to be waiting for that to happen. But for right now, let's see what happens. And what I was getting about with the 40 minutes, in 40 minutes, more news could come. The FAA could say something, and then the next thing you know, all these levels are cracked. So let's just wait to see where this is on the open. Let's check the market imbalance quickly. There's GE, Palantir. We know we love that. Fubo's also on our list today. And see, this is the thing. I don't even see Boeing on here. So I don't think it's going to be at the top of too much mind today, but let's wait to see.
All right, let's bring in Mark Roberts, president of Sun Lake Strategies here, get his take on this Boeing story this morning. Good morning, Mark. It is an interesting one, but given what has happened over the past couple of years with these planes and Boeing specifically, they kind of have to be overly cautious, right?
Yeah, very much so. I'm still keeping the powder dry. I'm looking 230 maybe way too optimistic or pessimistic. I'm looking more for like 242 area if one was going to stick their toe and try to buy some stock.
Let's talk about AT&T with a little bit of news this morning, sending it down about 3%. So higher contributions to their pension fund than were initially expected. And when I say higher, I mean record $2.8 billion.
Yeah, it's quite a surprise. This has not been even on my list of names. I've much preferred all of the other carriers, their competitors. So telephone, great yield, great company, just misdirected for the time being.
In this group as well, we saw a couple of moves regarding Verizon over the past couple of days as well. Is there one or two that you are kind of favoring when it comes to some of these wireless carriers and also the telecoms?
Certainly Verizon's in there for its yield. I also like TMUS, TMUS. So those are the two I focus on. TMUS, I have a large position.
All right, it's been a relatively muted week for the market overall here from a kind of higher, greater perspective here. What are your thoughts on where we are, where we've been, and where we should be going here in the next couple of trading sessions, including today, going into earnings as well?
I think you have to be very, very aware of the fact that so many Americans are getting vaccinated. Yes, we have variants. Yes, you have to still be cautious. More states are opening, more businesses starting to open. What worried me was the fact that only 20% of the stimulus checks are being used. I assume Americans are putting that into savings accounts. So if it continues that way, it may have just been a big bust to try to push this out. On balance, with more Americans, more international people, and now we have 20 million doses of AstraZeneca. We have nowhere to go because J&J has fulfilled our needs here. The Biden administration is going to be faced with whether they give it away for free to those countries that can't afford it or can't get it fast enough. So with all that being said, the reentry trade is starting to get faded, meaning that tech had sold off cyclicals were bought. I think you're starting to see more of an exhaustion type reference to that. We go into earnings next week with banks. They should be pretty good. But on balance, I think you're going to have to wait for guidance from these companies to get a feeling of where we're going. Whether analysts upgrade and the stock moves $5 one day like a Lululemon the other day, it's moot at this point. These are just traders maneuvering around. But for the moment, yields are at 1.7. That's where we're staying. Dollar stays volatile, and we're going into earnings.
I want to talk about Credit Suisse here before we bring in Neil has a couple of thoughts for the morning. Credit Suisse downgraded at Morgan Stanley. They also came out and said that they're going to basically overhaul their entire hedge fund division after this Archegos mess. Is there more downside to CS today?
CS is an embattled company. They've been trying to rectify their rights and wrongs for the last 25 years. This stock, I wouldn't touch it.
So not touching Credit Suisse. I'm happy Morgan Stanley got out by the skin of their teeth, or early because they were really, really smart, or either. Look, let's not speculate too far on how all that went down at the top there. I heard a crazy, you know what I gotta say? I heard a crazy conspiracy theory, and this is not mine. This is someone else that was saying, what if, given the run up that you saw in Viacom and some of those other moves, that what if the banks weren't fully hedged? And potentially we're sitting on some losses, and something was orchestrated to cause that flush. Now, this is crazy talk out there, but I figured I'd throw it out there for you, Mark.
I would believe almost anything nowadays.
Yeah, I know, I'm not saying it happened, it seems interesting to me. Now, okay, so you said something about the recovery here, and maybe there's this, everyone's priced it in, and there's no room to go here. So I've been trading a lot of CCL in the last couple of days, and there's been some good day trades, right? I'm just going to show the daily chart here. Played both directions, but mostly buying some dips and then picking up some bottoms, as it has been in this upward move. But you go back to your theory on the clusters, and back into February. Right before the flush, it was right at that $31 level. This is exactly where we can't seem to catch that little breakout. So along those lines of, if this is getting over or already priced in the recovery, on the extreme end would be, I would say, the cruise lines in terms of the open trade. What are your thoughts on this name? Is it going to have the juice to break back in? Are we headed back down to that $25 level?
I don't know if you're going to go back to the 25. The pullback should happen if Scott Gottlieb, who was the previous FDA head, is correct that these companies can do the proper cleaning to make safe travel. It may not be in the next 2, 3, 4 months, but it's certainly going to be sometime into Q1 of next year. And I think you just stay patient. I've always been a believer in buying premium. So if this is going to break out for good news, I'm on board. I don't mind giving up a few points. But on the pullbacks, I think you're pretty safe in buying this as close as you can to 25.
Okay, so maybe not as pessimistic. I don't know. I guess I was being optimistic or pessimistic that we got Boeing if it would fall, $10, $15 from here. I guess it's somewhat optimistic. Help me out with Honeywell, because I like U.S. Steel. I liked a few other names when you look at that rotation. Caterpillar as well. Honeywell's strong and gone now. 225. I feel like we did maybe talk about this one maybe a couple of weeks ago. Thinking about sometimes you just got to buy through the break, and that this name isn't done. And there was no pullback in sight. You're seeing tech rally, and some of the cyclical names are almost as strong in terms of the chart for the breakout. So. Talk some people into how you can look at something like this on a full level, and why Honeywell might be so strong, and why it might continue to be.
I've been buying Honeywell since last May, down at around 130. I have added probably somewhere around the end of the year, December, before it took off. I love this name. This and RTX are two of my favorite names in that broad space. So I'm a buyer of this on any weakness.
Oh, any weakness, that's what I like to see. There's one other name that I think we've mentioned a few times here on the show, but lately, very, very sleepy. Now, Disney, they got the Avengers Campus, it's coming through. You know, we're talking midsummer here to get back online. Overall, the pullback is basically starting to hold. Right, so we're holding around this like 190 area on Disney. I'm basically, you know, and most people, I guess, are just sitting on your shares at this point because it's still in the upward trend. You know, if you sort of go down the line of most of the recovery is priced in, you would sort of say that, okay, well, Disney doesn't have too much more room to run. My whole thought would be that Disney at least has some exposure to both ends of the spectrum. I think they're doing a fantastic job, at least attempting to build a catalog up in terms of a streaming presence, and they should catch some of those tailwinds as well. So, I mean, I like Disney here. If I didn't already have it, I'd actually be thinking about picking some up here. But I know you've had a different take on Disney for the last little while. You know, why shouldn't someone like this consolidation?
This consolidation is perfect. Down days, the stock is down $1. Up days, it goes up $1. It's going through a sideways motion. Those clusters at that 180-ish area are quite bullish. If I didn't own it, I'd be buying it somewhere between 187 and 183. It's a hold, and it should benefit from streaming, cruises, hotels, and game parks.
There we go, Mark. And you know, we try to do this every single time. By the way, I think thanks to you and in part for the fantastic job you do and everyone enjoying the show, Mr. Stockfather, we're actually getting close to 200,000 subscribers, for which we're going to get to drink some champagne when we cross that. So we'll let you know when it happens, and maybe you'll enjoy a little bit of bubbly. But I'm going to make you earn it today, because I want to know, what's the name that we haven't talked about that maybe is really on your radar that we should be focused on? It doesn't have to be for today's session. Maybe it's something you're looking forward to next week. You talked about those bank earnings. Is maybe one of those?
The banks are important, but the group that I always liked for another recovery, another global expansion, are the packaging and can companies. Goldman came out with a whole series of comments on everything from BERY to Ball Group, BLL. This is a group that I have favored forever, do not own, but I'm going to start to look at them again.
Excellent. I love it when you send us in a direction that I think a lot of us have probably not taken a look at, Mark. As always, thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, a good day trading, of course, as well. Best of luck. Thanks again for being on the show.
Pleasure. Have a great day.
You too.
Stuff. Let's jump into upgrades and downgrades here, guys. This one on the board today. On the upgrade side, we've seen strength early in the week from some of the cruise operators here. Yeah, Credit Suisse likes Carnival today, up 1.5%, $40 price target. Other than that, this Checkpoint software can be a mover when it wants to. Oppenheimer downgrading that one today. Altus on here, British American Tobacco as well, guys.
Of course, CCL is going to get the upgrade of Carnival. Yeah, okay, whatever. Look, I think I look at some of those names that are on there, and it's nothing too crazy, and it's going to be very, very exciting. But I do want to jump back to Carnival Cruise, just because one of the things that we had mentioned on that daily chart, didn't really get into too much, because I know market isn't always in the day trade, is just how I've been essentially this week, and you're going to look at that top that it tried to put through on the 30 break, and you look at these pullbacks, and it's been, oddly enough, like the longs that have made more money for me. That seems a little bit counterintuitive with a top like that, but it just sort of goes to show, like, if you're looking at specific levels, and especially if you look for those dip buy areas, if you're anticipating, and we've seen this before, those 930 like sell-offs, and then you have a level you're working off of, like that 28 to 2780 that we talked about on the show. Shout out Daryl, of course, and a couple of others that were looking at that same price area. And yes, there was a breakout before, and we failed at that 30 on the break. So it does feel like it could be a little bit weak. I kind of have in the back of my mind that I might be a seller into that 29.50 to 30 area on Carnival Cruise, which gets away from the initial way that we've made some money trading. Although I still like the dip buy today, and we'll probably get into that one. But it just goes to show we're going to talk about some higher time frame things. We'll talk about sometimes holding for long periods of time. This is going to be a day trading show, and we'll try to do our best to let you guys know when it's a scalp trade. It's a short duration trade. It's off of one level. I'm giving it to that price and getting it 2 cents above it, and I'm not risking anything, looking for a bounce. We'll always try to give you guys that context of what we're talking about here. So yes, I'm sitting here hoping CCL goes down to like 25, but that doesn't mean I'm just shorting it at any price in particular. I would just love to buy it a heck of a lot better on a longer time frame if it was closer to 25.
All right. I mean, I haven't even looked at CCL really yet today. It's not moving too much. We'll wait to see what it does do. I just put a tweet out there. Are we ready to smash NEO through $38? I think we are, especially if this NASDAQ keeps on coming to the downside. This is a 38 level right here for NIO. Last time it broke it breached all the way down to 37 before stopping. So, I put that tweet out there. Let me know if you guys are with me. I do like the long. We've been trading NEO off of these levels. Yesterday, we had a great long in the morning down here. This is a 20-minute chart, but yesterday morning we did have a fantastic long on NIO right here, man, 37.50. This is we had this long straight to the upside. You guys know that if you're watching the show. So we'll wait to see. It's coming back in right now, but now it's bouncing. You did have the NASDAQ, down now 0.67. I think that poll on being positive may get turned around here at some point. But yesterday we broke 38 yesterday down to 37.50. When I mean smash, it's more like, we're going to smash it with some size, and then we'll wait to see if it gets down. Hopefully, I'm still holding some when it gets to 37.50. Depends on how many shares I take, but we'll probably get some out, in the 80s at first spot because we're right here. There's a little cluster there at 80. And then if we could take 75, then the next stop down is 37.50. So I'm a little more excited about NIO today.
Okay, PPI data was delayed actually at 8:30 there. It looks like it's just on its way out right now. I'm still actually waiting for it here, but it looks like up 1% versus 0.4% increase expected for producer price index from last month. So we'll have a look at that when it does come out. Let's look at this right now. If you haven't done so already, guys, make sure you take a second. Sign up for the watch list. It's absolutely free to you every single day. We send it out before we come on in the morning. Talks about all of the names that are moving around in the pre-market and a little bit on why. Let's jump into that watch list and start things off with Fubo TV. They announced aftermarket yesterday. Big pop on news that they've secured exclusive, that's the key, streaming rights to the World Cup 2022 qualifying matches of South American Football Confederation. So Fubo, guys, up on that.
That's one of those. If you only saw World Cup and you didn't notice it was like qualifying in a specific region, which look, it's a good one. South America, certainly some good football played there, but it's a bit of a sleeping giant. Now it's going to get sold off here, and I'm going to show you the context of this getting faded from 23 to the upside. Fubo. It put in a valiant effort trying to double top here back in the start of the year, and then broke right through this 23.30 support level. So making some fresh lows on the year and bottoming out just at $20. I think that's it's making an interesting base. Certainly just from a price history point, it's not bad in terms of giving you a potential breakout. So if it does want to fall any further on this news, I'm going to like to taking a shot to not necessarily defend these pre-market lows. Because ultimately, I prefer the dips on the actual aftermarket news, especially when there's not much volume behind these levels at 21.85. So if things get hairy, I think you're talking about like a 21.50 area. From here, I tend to look at, and apologies here, there's a bit of a gap in my charts. We had a bit of a data issue, so you might see that on a couple of my charts from about from 7:30, 8 o'clock, there might be a little bit of a gap. No, it was not halted, but there was a little bit of support at the top end of this range, it's 22. So I don't like 21.50 defense. I'm gonna like 22s if I can catch the first dip buy off that open. And if things get crazy from there, I'll be looking more down towards the 21.5 on Fubo. That 23 up top side, the breakouts haven't been as kind. So I want to find my way into the stock to the long side on dips and consolidations as opposed to just taking it out through the top. I think there are some top breaks. Fubo is not going to be one of them through 23 for me. I'll find another way into the long.
Yeah, I'm going to be going. I just want to see, and Kevin just pointed it out there on the chat. So what's up to Kevin? Following me is great, and thank you so much for pointing out different stocks, Kevin, and whatnot. But 22, that's what I'm waiting for to see if that's going to hold. So like we had a 22 jump spot right here, back on the 6th, banged up to 23, and then right here we held it a little bit in the pre-market and then hit it downside 2 days ago. We went to 2050, and then yesterday here's 22 again, holding before getting up to 2250 in the pre-market. I mean, that's this morning in the pre-market, breaking through 22 and getting to 2250. Like Neil said there, World Cup is very important. I'm not sure about South American coverage there. I don't know how easily it is to find these pre-World Cup matches and qualifying matches. So I don't know if this is a big thing for them. But hey, look, they're adding more and more to the catalog, and I guess not upping the price. So for those that are current members and thinking about becoming members, does this move the needle for Fubo? I don't know if it does or not. I think it's $60 or $70 a month for streamed content. A lot of people are illegally, I guess, probably watching a lot of the stuff that's on Fubo, but that doesn't mean that makes their business invalid. I like it. I think it's a good opportunity for the long term. It's just for a scalp trade today. It's been negative. You can see here, let's go on to a daily chart quickly here for Fubo. I mean, there's no doubt you can see this trend to the wrong way if you're looking for a long, but we are basing out here. So that's kind of, important. 2025, 2050 as a level right there. So let's go long through at 22. We'll see if it holds. Downside 2050 would be the ultimate break. So to me, take as many shares as you can, but wait for this 2050. If you're really going to load up, you got to wait for 21. But I'm going to take a shot here at a 22 long.
All right, we'll have a look at the overall market here next, guys. We are heading to the downside. Let's bring in Arun and check out the futures, see what levels we need to be aware of so far this morning. They don't seem to like that March PPI number, Arun.
Yeah, we were setting up in one direction. It looked like we were setting up in a specific way right up until about 8:30. We started this slide. And here we are down. It kind of changes the game a little bit for me because it did look for me, it looked fairly positive. So I was looking at 40.65. That's the same level I was looking at from yesterday. I gave you guys, if we got underneath 40.80 and we found some buyers, then the setup would be there. Look good. I think towards the latter half of the day, it looked pretty good after we got back above 80 after that initial sell-off, and it carried well right up until the close. The final minute, we got an explosion to the upside as the programs took it all the way through 90 and into the 95 area, and then overnight we got into 4100. We finally got above there. Didn't seem like there were that many stops. Fairly quiet above there. We came back down towards the 40.90 area and we bounced again. So that would provide some, you would think there would be some support from 40.90 going down to 40.85. We are sitting at 40.85 now, but the technical picture doesn't look that great, even though we're down in terms of down here in terms of price. So negative bias, I would be wary of getting long, but I would be looking for longs in this area. But at the same time, this setup, given how it's been moving, I think you really have to get the perfect setup to go for that long, knowing that we're in the buy side support area. Because at this point, if you go long and use 40.65 as your stop, which has been the level for the last couple of days, you have to expect 4100 to break again. So risk reward ratio comes into play there when you set up your entries if you decide to go for the long. Here's the other thing too. It's a Friday. It's been a quiet week. And the way the market's been moving is it's been pretty sideways, except for when the market's closed or if early in the right off the open. We've got that explosion in the morning. On Monday, we went sideways, and then we broke out of that 40-80 range overnight, and then we kind of went into a range again, and then we got a push right at the end of the day. So you see the volume's been concentrated when the market's been fairly thin, which for me makes me wonder if we ever started to slide, this thing can just absolutely fall off as everyone decides to hit the exit door at the same time. And that's my concern here is this kind of selling has accelerated, even though this wasn't really the setup. That kind of opens the door for the sell-off because everyone's looking one direction, which opens the door on the other side. So I'd be careful. At the same time, it doesn't mean I won't take the long. It just, the setup just has to be that much better for me.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in on Monday. Have a great weekend. Let's jump into what is moving around, guys, in the pre-market. We mentioned Fubo TV on the list this morning. We've touched on this Boeing story a couple of times already. We'll have a look at the chart, maybe see if there's an actual setup here that we can look at, or maybe some of these airlines might be a better idea, guys. What do we think about Boeing? First off, again, they're now saying that it has to do with the backup power supply, so something related to the backup power supply that could be an issue for, again, the 737 MAX.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a little bit about it with Mark here, and I think the level to watch for me is going to be this that 250 support level. I mean, if it does give a pop, I'm probably going to be shorting into that pop. I'm not taking a trade pre-market in Boeing. I think if it breaks down through that, like it's actually a little bit lower, that bottom of 249.30. And when you talk about a Boeing, you can't look at those levels, because it's a more expensive stock, you kind of have to give a little bit more room on those stop areas. So you really are, if you're looking to defend like a 250 and buy in front of it, you really are considering giving it into that 49 range, at least to the mid 49s, 49.5, 49.75. Something in that range is a little bit more reasonable. So I don't rule that out, but if it gets through the bottom end of that, that's probably the only other way that I would short the stock today. So it's either got to be in some strength into that 54, 55 range. I'd need to actually see it consolidate. Like, maybe just, I'll actually just zoom in on the 1 minute, guys, so you can see yesterday's action. If you look at the double bottom that it put in yesterday, if it decides to sell off into that range, like I'd rather see it bounce first instead of taking it on the way down. So if we can hold that 50, and I think you got to give it past a little bit, so maybe not all the way to that low. I don't necessarily want it testing that 30 bottom again, but if it does test a little bit higher than that, like I said, those 50s, those 75s, and tries to bounce, not a bad way to pick some shares up in that regard. So I like Boeing. To the short side, only if it pops back into the strength, I'll probably be all over it in that 50, in front of that 55-ish area, and then only defending it if it gives me that bottom. Not going to be like a fall on the sword type of trade. I prefer those in your CCLs and your NEOs than doing it in Boeing.
Shout out to Hydration Nation. We've filled this up. We're going to see if we can pound this back today. But more importantly, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 200,000 ASAP so we can pop that bottle, guys. 200,000 subscribers. We're going to get an update how far we are away right now, but I think we're still a couple hundred. So if you haven't hit the like, hit that. If you haven't hit the subscribe, please hit that. It could be a more eventful Friday. I mean, we're going to drink now, and then we're going to come back live at 3:15. So that should be exciting enough right there. Yeah, Boeing, look, we tweeted it out. We put the sticky note up. You guys, I mean, a lot of love for the sticky note on the chat. Thank you so much for that. But Boeing 251 long, right now, it, like I said, and we wrote this down. I talked about it at 8:40, and I said there's more to come for Boeing. So we'll wait to see, but it looks like that 251 is going to be a little bit of an area of concern here. It's been bouncing around between 251 and 250.60. So. But they want to sell this thing off. The worse the NASDAQ gets here, the worse the here's the S&P 500 as well. This moving downside, so basically, locked step here, each other. So they didn't like that number that came out. They're selling off. It's been a major cap move. We're 16 cents in the money on our Fubo long, which is nice, but that's going to be violent. Bottom line here, as we zip this back out here, right here, 249.50. If that's not a level that sticks out, then we're not looking at the same stuff, because this 249.50 has to be taken if it gets broken to the downside. It held yesterday a couple times early. We had a nice little tank off the open. It bounced off 250. It tried to get going, touches VWAP, comes right back to 249.50. So that's a smash level. If it can get there, then you got to go short on Boeing. And then I'd give it, if you're short 249.50, then I think you got to give it back to 251, which was that level that we were talking about. So let's wait to see what Boeing does. I mean, time's getting on right now. So let's just check out quickly the imbalance locator just to see if Boeing's on here at all. GE, no. So I don't even see Boeing on here. Fubo, Palantir. Let's wait to see what happens. But no Boeing, and it is going to the downside. So we either play along off that 249.50 if you like it, or we hit that thing short. So I'll be going long around like 250 even, and then using that 249.50 as support.
I do see the next one on there, Levi Strauss, small buy. 80,000, I think it was, on the buy side there. So we'll talk about Levi's reporting aftermarket yesterday. Actually, why don't we do this first, guys? Here's a real-time look at where we stand right now, if we can throw that up. Yeah, there it is. 199,420. 199,420. Let's get that to 200,000 if you'll be so kind to help us out and do that today. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of a bump. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate it. We do this every single day. The market is open absolutely for free to you. Come back and join us, won't you? Every day the market's open. Let's talk about Levi Strauss, shall we? They reported better than expected results right across the board, even though we still have lots of stores closed because of the pandemic globally. Numbers were pretty good, though, right across the board here, guys, for Levi.
I mean, here we go, man. Like, I don't have a problem, again, sticking my neck out a little bit for you guys. We talked about Levi. I gave you the whole bull case yesterday on Levi. So there you go. I mean, today we will come flying in and drop down a little bit of profit for you if you did play. That's Levi strong move in the aftermarket here with earnings. I mean, it's a good move. It's up that 5.4%. We talked about it breaking through this 26. You get 26.40 today. If you played any of that move, you got up to 27.80 in the aftermarket. Again, I laid it out. Anybody that was here yesterday watching this, like, I gave you the bull case for Levi. There it is. It came through yesterday. So if you bought it in the afternoon, we talked about it in the afternoon, that's $25 up to 26. So you're getting a nice move here, 5-6%. I think it goes higher, and it's breaking out. So, I mean, whether or not we get to 27.80, I'm not sure. But I do like this 26.50 to take that out. Levi Strauss, big move. We talked about it, and yeah, I just, basically pat myself on the back a little bit here because that was one that we gave to you. So we will do a little bit of a mic drop on that. Hopefully you're still long, and if you're not long, I don't think it's too late, but there's Levi Strauss. Gave that one to you guys yesterday. Congratulations, anybody that took it.
Yeah, you got to start looking at that level, that 26. Anytime you get a breakout on a stock like this post earnings, holding that level and consolidating is always going to be a fantastic sign. Levi's doesn't do a ton of volume, so when it comes to the day trade, you're going to consider 200,000 pre-market. You're going to look at what looks like a decent spread, but liquidity not always there. I think we've already defended 26, so that's been a pretty solid play. Apologies for that little gap in my charts when I try to zoom in here, but we did already defend 26, and it's been a solid one so far this morning. So on any kind of weakness, you want to see if it can't, even if it plays through 26, a retake of that level is going to look fantastic for a long entry point. Another positive thing you want to think about for Levi's is as they're reopening stores, they're actually looking to expand. And this is a really, really good time in retail to be looking for some deals for some outlet locations because prices are cheap and a lot of these malls and outlets are getting absolutely punked, and you're looking at 5-10% discounts when it comes to these leases. So that's another positive win for them that could be coming up in the future, or at least in the next couple of quarters, and certainly into next year. For the day trade, you do want to let something like Levi settle itself down off of the open. Breakout trades here, sometimes you'll pay a little bit up on it. I tend to think we can get a chance to look at that 26 level later on in the session, or at least in that opening range of 10-15 minutes rather than right at 9:30.
All right, let's go to Netflix next. Big pop in the afternoon yesterday. It's kind of being dragged down. Just had a look at the pre-market here. It's kind of being dragged down with the overall market, but they signed a deal with Sony Pictures to get exclusive rights to some of their theatrical content that's going to be coming out starting in 2022 with Spider-Man, guys.
You said theatrical, I'm like, you should get a lead with Spider-Man there. That's going to be the key because, look, obviously it's going to be a popular franchise. I don't think it's going on a limb to be able to say that. We're actually in a bit of a hopeful breakout point through this like 555 if we can get there, and you're defending that 550 area. We're just going to show you on the daily chart pretty much all day long. Now, Netflix is certainly a stock that you're going to prefer to play off of the range. It's like, yeah, you want to get in if it can give you this little test at the bottom, hold like that 48, so you get like your 50s in, and then you're able to scalp some of it through the top, and then you're not worrying about getting getting that spread on the breakout style trade. You're sort of in the money on the upward trend, and I think it's been a solid dip buy every single morning. You can sort of see that in the chart. I don't see any reason to go too far away from that concept. And then you're looking at this like 48 to 49 area. You defend it down to like that 3/4. And then there's, like Bob's your uncle there. Now it's selling off on the news, so we're down a little bit on the session. We just turned a little bit red. So I wouldn't dig in on that initial trade in a Netflix and just, say throw it away. I'm just going to hang on to it and then average in all day long. probably not the place I would do it after you have that little top. You can see on the daily that it's not always the most volatile, and probably the best trade was, I think as you said yesterday, Sean, sometimes the best trade is if you can really get in on the actionable news because you hit that resistance point, and then sometimes that's your best look. It's catching that initial $5. You might be able to get that same $5 today, but it might not be as easy as yesterday was in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yesterday was, in my opinion, far from easy. But here's the break right now on Netflix. I mean, the news came out. You did get that 549 bump, but it just went like nuts. By the time I finally read it, I put this headline out for you guys. We did go long there, 553, and then as you can see, so that's just off Twitter there. So follow me on Twitter. We'll drop if you could drop that, Valeria, the Twitter handle there. We'll see it. But this is what was doing yesterday afternoon, and you guys on the afternoon show saw me trade Netflix long 551 yesterday afternoon, and that's the daily chart. So let's not look at that. Right here, this is what I'm talking about. Far from, this was nasty. All the way back down. So if you got in anywhere and didn't believe, then you probably would have got out. But we averaged in right here at VWAP. So we were able to get in about 553. We took it out 557 right here. We averaged in right here on this VWAP break and then got out at 554. So that was a good trade. If you traded off this 551.50 level. It was a very tough trade when the news came out because a lot of us probably would have got stuck up here. We're very, very lucky to have direct market access and be able to hit these things right when they come out, and I happen to have been at my desk. So it was kind of a fluky situation there, but straight to the upside. And then now we fade back in. It's NASDAQ. It's going to move with the NASDAQ. So to me, this news is already baked in. I'm not even playing off this news anymore. Just looking at levels. So I guess if the NASDAQ crumbles, you have 247.50 as a spot to go short. I don't think that the news, again, has any basis on any kind of move today. If it did, would we really be down? It's following the market now, 0.77. I thought it would have been a bigger deal than this, to be honest with you. That's why we held, and I didn't even get out for that $4 winner. We wound up taking 3, but we didn't get out at the max. I thought we could test higher, we didn't. So to me, Netflix, although breaking out, it's not like Microsoft, Facebook, or Google or any of those big names right now. It still has to take out the top, and unfortunately, this news I thought would have got it, but the fact that it didn't even get to 570 is a little worrisome for me on Netflix. I know it's Fubo. Fubo was number 1, so we'll just go over this quickly again. We did average in here at 22. That's the level that we put. If you want the sticky note, it's up there on Twitter, but right there at the top, Fubo 22. Will it hold is the question. So far, so good on that one, but slippery slope on Fubo. We're long now, more shares than we were before. 2208.
Will the overall market hold as well? Not so much right now. Let's go to Tesla. Getting on in time here, guys. Tesla increasing the price of both the Model 3 and the Model Y again in the U.S. Not a huge news story here, but Tesla, another one coming off with the overall market here.
Yeah, Tesla's been one we traded a couple times, and come on, load. Yeah, chart doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. I'm having that chart issue. Look, I can tell you it's been to the long side for me the last couple of sessions. There's nothing to see on the chart. Apologies, guys. Nothing to see on the chart necessarily, but it's been basically along off that 666 area and then breakouts off that 680. So, those are the things I'm going to continue to watch today. Thankfully, I was able to still have those on my notepad. Those levels I'm definitely going to be watching on Tesla. And apologies for not being sure the chart. I don't know if you have it up there, Sean, for Tesla, but again, 666 was that support level I liked.
Yeah, no, we can look at Tesla quickly here. I'll call up a different charting platform. Here we go. This is the level that we're talking about on the downside, the 670. It's held. It's been nice. We do have 660 here. But for me, here the market comes down. The NASDAQ wants to come down. The market wants to sell off today. That seems to be pretty obvious right now. So you don't want to trade Tesla if the market is selling off. But let's just go over here quickly. You want to trade it, but you want to trade it to the downside. That 670 looks like a great level to hold. Let's go with the 1 minute chart here. Okay, the 1 minute chart's not loading for me. So let's go back. Yeah, nothing right now on Tesla as far as the chart is concerned, but right there, 677, we've just been drip all the way down. So I'm going to wait to see what happens at 670. I think you can wisely bid 671, 672, something like that on Tesla. But again, if you're negative on the day, I'd watch out for this move. We've already talked about, I'll go over to a chart that I'm pretty sure is working here with NIO. Yeah, there we go. So let's just talk about something that probably will trade similar today to Tesla. We're looking at this 38 level. We're right there. This is the daily chart. You can see we're right there. And this is the part that we put on. And I actually tweeted out, are we smashing 38 today? Because I like that as a move. If you pull it back to a 3-minute chart, you'll even see more. Yesterday, we were hella long down here, 37.50. That was amazing that we were able to get that, and we ripped it all the way to the high side. That was great. I love NEO longs. There's no doubt about that. I would much rather be long NIO, but it's kind of ridiculous to ignore the trend that's been happening to this name. It kind of feels like the way Palantir did a couple weeks ago, and up to this week. It's just been selling off even on NASDAQ strength. So look, I mean, 37 is right here, 37.50, and then we'll wait. 38, 38. I mean, these are all 38 tops here. Let's see if it breaks it. I think it does, and then we smash it to the downside. I guess there's not a data issue on here, but I don't see NEO on here either. GE, CCL, Fubo TV, everything we've been talking about, but no NIO. There's Boeing for a little bit of a sell as well. Fubo is still holding that 22, guys. That'll be a big win for me if we can get that thing going.
I gotta jump to a name here. Sorry. I want to flush the toilet on Naked Brands because we talk penny stocks every now and then. Oh, look, the reason it's up 15% and was up even more than that, some firm increased its stake. And you know what the daily chart looks like if you've ever looked at Naked Brands, and it was trying to base out here at that 60. So fine, a couple of days in a row we're pushing to the upside. I simply looked at the pre-market tops at 75, 75, 77. 85 stands out like a sore thumb. If this ever takes me out at that 75 area in the short, I am a short at 74.8. Just in front of 75 even. I know this rounds up on our system just to show you guys visually. Took some out at 73, took some out at 72, that pre-market low, and some out in front of 70. I don't love the reload going into right into that 930. I try not to average in from 925 or 920, 925 into 930. If it does pop and give me a rollover after that time, like in the first minute or two of the market, I like selling into that at times. But Naked Brands, I'm fading it here. If it does take out the top, decent chance you can look at that 85 area and think that that's going to be a bit of a resistance point.
All right, AT&T, guys, the next one we'll talk about here. We mentioned Credit Suisse with the downgrade from Morgan Stanley as they continue to suffer from that Archegos mess. AT&T having to pay more into their retirement fund than first thought for this year, much more as well, $2.8 billion. So AT&T, not one we talk about terribly often here, but definitely in negative territory here heading towards the open.
Oh yeah, that's right. Our charts aren't going to work. So let's go over to a daily chart here just to see. This is a 3-minute chart. Do I have like a sleepy button on here or something? If you want to roll the dice today with AT&T, you're more than welcome to do that. But like news and zero movement. So you know what? Whether or not this is something here that needs to be traded, we'll see. But record 2.8 billion pension gain in the first quarter, fantastic. But again, where is going to be a level? I'm never really trading AT&T. It just doesn't excite me enough.
Yeah, I think I'm sort of the same way there with AT&T. I don't know that it's going to be the one that you're going to stick your hat on, guys. There just a couple of other moves. We only have like 7 minutes to go here, so I kind of wanted to talk about. Is it going to work here? Yeah, Come on, Clover. Come on, Clover. Okay, so we're having a bit of a data issue. I can tell you I did short this. You can actually see my execution still. I had this one with an average price of 75, got stopped out at 90. It's showing a little bit of weakness here into that 850 range. I can tell you that the key levels I had written down, was this 885, 9 even area to that upside. And again, if it pops into there, that's probably a defense I would take another time, like that 75 to 80 trade, if I can get the same price that I had before. And then if it takes out that top, I would simply get out. But showing a few cracks, day 2 here, of course, positive news yesterday. If it was on the watch list one day, you want to look back at it on that second day to see if you can have an actionable trade.
Yeah, this actually came out late in the day yesterday. We'll talk about Clover Health here. There was news regarding some expense sharing and some risk sharing when it comes to Medicaid and Medicare patients in the system. So they're going to be included in a risk sharing system, guys. That was, I think it was about 3 or so yesterday afternoon that came out. So Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, actually, you're 100% right. It's 2 o'clock, so 2:08 or something yesterday. We traded this name on the afternoon show, and we were stuck in it right here. So we talked about that 860, 850 to the upside. It got going 890. So it's these levels that I'm really, really concerned about here. And by concerned, I mean not at all. I'm going to go long through 880 here on Clover. I had wrote down 940 on the sticky note. That's the high we got to in the aftermarket there. That's going to be a good level too, but now that I look at this, that we faded out, I mean, this long right here, 880 should be a good long if the market likes this. And they did yesterday. I don't see why they won't today. It's a good contract for them, gets them out there. Not only that, but it's been a carnival ride here for Clover, just straight to the downside. I mean, whether or not that'd be great. If we can ever get a long near 7, I'll have to do a little more work, but that looks like a beautiful trade. So 880 upside. We're going to be smash city on that one. And then here goes Fubo TV. So we're waiting, man. We just took a nice little 22 long. We have a 22.17 there. Average price 22.08. Let's stick some orders upside now, man. 22.50. We'll see if we get that off the open. 22.60, 22.80. But here we go. We're starting the day off with a little bit of cowbell action. So let's get pumped. Let's get excited. What's the current look right now? I mean, how many subscribers do we have? Have we not been able to get that on the board?
It's there, yeah. Guys, do you have that?
Go ahead. Brendan or anybody?
Sure, yeah. I mean, we were just waiting for this number. There we go, 199,469. Guys, hit subscribe. Help us out. Let's get to 200,000 today. If we can possibly do that, we would greatly appreciate it heading into the weekend. There's a couple of little ones on the list this morning. We apologize, guys. We're having a bit of a data issue, so charts are going to be a little messy at this point. There's Clover Health we just talked about. There's SOGO, which is that Chinese company. It looks like Chinese regulators have given the thumbs up for Tencent Music's proposed $3.5 billion US take private offer for SOGO, guys.
Yeah, Sogo, and apologies for not being able to the charter for that one. When it comes to Sogo, I actually don't have any obvious levels for that play. I actually am looking to see, you get that opening range, and I guess I just want to see how strong the move could possibly be off of that open. I want to quickly, if I can, sorry, I just want to jump back over to Fubo if I can. Fubo, sorry. I know, Sean, you were just talking about this name here a second or so ago. It's actually made a bit of a double bottom off that 22. Now, I like the defense a little bit deeper on Fubo. I actually wrote down defend 21. But I've been in this sort of idea before where I'll take 2 cracks at it, and one of them was going to be 22. Remember, we still look at that 24 area for potential breaks. That's a lot of room to run before you get into that resistance, and sometimes it bears mentioning that we're going to watch that. And I want to do this for you guys, and I have some other charts up. So as I was talking about Clover, I was able to reference this one, and I show you guys a cleaner one so you guys can see on the show. It's a little easier with the white, but this is the chart I was looking at on the other side. And so when I was talking about that 890, 885 area that I was shorting in front of before, this is what I was essentially referencing. So, I like the defense over that level. Like Sean said, he likes the breakout. Yeah, I'm sort of with you on that same thing. It's that break through that 890. But I want to, if it turns around, I'm always shorting that turn if it comes at 930. So I just wanted to give you guys a visible representation of that, even though I couldn't show in the charts a couple of seconds ago.
All right. Yeah, so I've already talked about Clover and Fubo there, so I don't have anything else to add on that. You guys already know we just catapult ourselves. We'll hit the cowbell to start the day already. This goes 25, 29 cents, 22 cents in the money, and more. I mean, it's printing 30s right now, 31s. So look, your boys already started it off today, so we will go. Where's the Superman here to go 1 for 1 for you guys today? Let's just fire off the hot dogs. I don't know where half these things are anymore. But that's a good one to start the day. We're not taking any off. I'm still waiting. I mean, I think I should take some off here at 35, so maybe we'll do that. That's right where VWAP is, but I'm waiting for 50s, 60s, and then we'll see about taking out the top right now as well. Check back in on NIO. Yeah, here we go, man. 38. There's still nothing, though, I don't think, on the imbalance locator. Very, very weak. I did want to get Levi talk again. This is breaking out. We talked about that. We already hit the home run on that one yesterday. We gave that to you on the afternoon show. I talked about why I liked it, why I think this was a buy, and then bang, you're up 7% already today off that one little recommendation last night. So if that's not reason enough to watch us, then I don't know what is. Here we go. Fubo today. Levi, liking those. liking Clover at 880 break, loving Neo at this 38 level. But hey, we still got a minute and a half to go as I look down.
A minute have to go. That's the last one on the watch list. That's Cell City here. Just Brendan already gave you the bit of the news there on that one. A bit of a rollover through that 23 here, so it's going to give me a shot. And of course, if we break back through 23 off of the open, I'd much rather catch it on that way back in. But it's shown a few signs of weakness here after the gap up play, and a very, very stronger looking chart. And when you have a stronger looking chart like this, you want to be very, very cautious with that short side of the trade. I mean, that goes without saying, but I like to reiterate it. Look at level 2. You're going to see like 10, 15 cent spreads. Volume good at 3 million, but you have to open up your, horizons a little bit, because this stock is going to move quite a bit. It's not your average 20, 30 cent moves on a $20 name. You're looking at $2 worth of upside and downside in both directions. So if it can't hold that 23, I'm going to be looking to fade that one. And I think if we get to that 50 mark, you're probably making a run at 24.50. So I wouldn't be digging in too deep onto any kind of a short. And you got some breakout longs off that same thing. Only 20 seconds to go. Miss V is in green, trying to keep this a green day. I mean, the ES is 0.02 to the downside. The NASDAQ 0.5%. But let's see if we can't turn that around here. That'd be nice, but the market's going to give us what it does, and we're going to take what we can. Let's get that countdown going. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Get us to 200,000 today, guys.
Thank you for that. And now we are open. Okay, Apple still looking for that 129 defense. It did get down there. We tweeted that out, that 129 level. Didn't even notice that it got down here in the pre-market, 129.30. But we go back and have a quick look now, and we're off. So we're off to 130 plus. Now pushing higher on that NASDAQ name. I mean, we love Apple to the long side. Look at the NASDAQ, man. We talked about it on the tweet. Would we go upside today on the NASDAQ? And it looks like it's trying. It's trying to make that move. Look at this base, 310 on Facebook. What a fantastic base that was. Let's see, has Neo opened yet? Yesterday we had to wait for it to make a move on open. Are there? Yeah, okay, it's open. Yeah, there was no imbalances. So we are now open on Neo, and it's cruising around. Let's see if it does hold that 38. Let's take a long and see what happens.
Yeah, and that Fubo already on the move, guys. It made a push through that 22. I got some in front of the pre-market lows here. Let's see if that can hold. That's going to be first and foremost. Not holding. I guess I just missed a reload on Naked Brands there. So it is what it is. Naked Brands pushed off the open. I was looking for 74 as it came to 73. I just got filled in front of 70 even. So still just that 74.8, 75. We'll call it for the short side. They're rounding up. On any strength, I'm going to be shorting into this little pop here. Next bid down beneath that 70 mark.
Okay, so we're in and out so fast there. That was a very, very light trade. We know we're not taking breakouts, and we like the short on Neo. So let's wait to see here. I'm waiting for 38, a little bit lower to break, like right here, this kind of a level, and then we'll go short. It's testing all of these right now. This is probably a good little, we talked about going a short on this name. There it is. So now we're short. We short through 91. Here we go, Neo. Let's see how far down we have, man. We talked about this possibly being a smashed up level. So there we go. We are now short Neo, and let's see if we can't cash in right now. Bang for the first bang of the day with a nice little out there. Nice trade through 80. We talked about that. Let's see how low you want to go, Neo. Smash City time. Boom! We're doing it already on the show.
Yeah, got the bottom here on that Fubo trade. We'll go with the arrows up because it flushes right in that pre-market level. Catch some at 21.94. Able to get some out at that quarters. You know we like those evens. You know we like those quarters. If it pushes through 22.32, gonna look for those 50s. Gonna look for those 65s. That's pre-market tops on Fubo. And if it tries to bounce off that little dip, I'm gonna be buying at that bottom once again.
And guys, this is the thing. Again, follow me on Twitter. Watch what we're saying. Watch what I'm talking about. We get unplugged on Neo. We talk about that smash level. Here we go again, guys. It's money-making time. We're cashing out right here. We talked about that 37.70 level. And when you take shares, man, you can cash that out for 20, 30 cents. Let's get some more, buddy. Let's go, Brendo.
GE, guys, one from the imbalance locator just popping up here after the print. In fact, on volume through to 1375. GE up 1.8%, showing early strength, guys.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be worth a look. And you're going to watch the big-time breakout coming here in Levi's. Very, very thin trade, guys. Very, very thin trade. Now, if it comes back in, you're going to look at like a 27 area. If it gets a pullback, but Fubo's the one that you got to watch for. 21 is going to be a bigger defense for me, so I want to dig in not too deep on my 21.95 long because I think 21.25 is the ultimate price I ended up getting. But this is the dip I was sort of looking for here. Waiting for Levi's to try to come. Whoa, that's even bigger than I thought. We're actually going to get some right in front of 26. So let's see if we can't catch that dip. I just tried to get some in front of that like 30, 35 area. Started at 75, and like next second I know, looking at 35s, and then it's right back in the mid 60s. So if this levels off, I'm definitely going to try to build a position here in Levi's on that dip. I was waiting for it to come back in and give me an entry point. Talking about that Levi's, we did mention that there was that chance we could. There we go. We did mention, oh, that was the Levi's chart. Yeah, that was Levi's, not Fubo, guys. But we did mention that level for the dip and Fubo, which I can finally get to if it will load for me. There you go. There's that little bottom pick at 75. You can't dig in too deep. If it bounces into VWAP, we're going to be able to take some out on the north side of 22 each time, and then try to rinse and repeat and buy those dips. So apologies for the charts, having some trouble flipping them back and forth. But Levi's and Fubo, both longs for me. Just a Naked Brands short, because Clover is already gonzo to the downside.
Yeah, guys. I mean, what a cash out on Neo here. I mean, if you're only making one trade, then you're done right now today. I mean, this has just been a monster. You know, we don't have to trade anymore, but we will for you guys. Nice move downside on Neo. Like, look at this cash, man, 37.50. I mean, we talked about all of these levels, and I just love when they work out, regardless of if you take them or not. There's another win for you guys on Neo, and so celebrate it. I've been doing it. You know, you've been seeing the cannons firing off. You've been seeing everything going off there, so it's been a good one. We face slap that call there, and we even, I mean, it's even right here on Twitter when we talked about smashing through that level. So that's a big trade for us. Thank you, Miss V. Yeah, we're going to enjoy that one. Here it is here. Debate smashing Neo at 38, guys. Anyone else with me? If you are, then you're hitting that cash register today. That's for damn sure. We did take a little bit more here on Fubo. So we'll wait to see, you know, where this is going to go. Good little level there. I still think we go higher on this name. Neo still bouncing around here. But the story never stops because, again, Palantir with the banger today. Beautiful trade, up 2%. Now we're just still ripping. We've been buying Palantir forever. You guys know that on the show. 21.87, my last buy. And Palantir, man, to the moon, just taking off. So really happy with the price action on this stock today. Needless to say, I don't think you could find a stock that's straight to the moon like this one today, guys.
Yeah, I just noticed a CGC here pop into the downside. Now, remember that deal, that deal in yesterday's action? It's mostly a stock deal. Watch Fire.to. If you see Fire.to pop up, I might take some shorts in that stock on any weakness in CGC, but it's a target. But CGC pops through like 28, like 30 or 40. I'm probably going to cancel my orders, but I love this fire short at 39s. I'm going to go back to Levi's. It did make a bit of a bounce here, so we are going to be able to get this consolidation that we're hoping for. I wanted this to settle down. That was a crazy little wick in there, and I don't want to be adding into a position until you get a little bit of consolidation, which it seems like it's trying to do here. I like that 26 for a defense. I just want to hash this one out a little bit. It was even more wild than I anticipated in that first little open. Brendo?
All right, Fortress Biotech, FBIO, one we've looked at before many times. 2 days in a row here. Big moves to the upside. This is 52-week highs for FBIO. There's positive chatter kind of circling around about an upcoming review of one of their treatments, guys. So FBIO moving.
Okay, yeah, we're waiting for FUBO to get going with Fubo.
Oh, it's going.
Levi, I do have some lower bids ready to go, so hopefully that can come through at some point as well. But all good, man. I cannot get over why I'm not long already. So Neo just bouncing around on PLTR, man. Like this is just normally this is something that we're rocking and rolling. I mean, the thing is, I knew Palantir was going to go today, 22.75. I was hoping that, you know, when the market was opening around here, we'd be able to defend this. I have bids all around 23, but did not expect this kind of a takeoff here early. So that was a big move for us on this name. So, okay, missed it. Now what do we do? So now we're going to try to see if it comes back in. 23.70, 23.80. We'll get the bids. We know it's going to be strong. Here it comes in again, and then we're going to use 23.50 as a top. So we'll wait as some support. It was already broken, so now we'll wait for that as some support. That's what's coming good right now. Still waiting for Fubo. Neil's talked about Clover. I guess that's on the downside. We're still, a NASDAQ name. We're still waiting. Yeah, okay. We're still waiting for 880 to come through, but I guess we could cancel that order because that's not going to be a breakthrough order at all. So now we come back down. Watch out for this 780 area. here on Clove. I do like that level.
Yeah, do not look a gift horse in the mouth when we get back to VWAP here on Fubo. If I'm going to be buying these dips in the 75 to 80 area, I'm going to start taking profit when it gets like 25 pennies in the money, then looking 25, 50. You know how we try to do around here. It keeps on making these like bottoms and cannot press through into that opening range high. So looking like some profit taking in Fubo, I'm going to be scalping those longs to make sure we stay profitable. Brendo?
Crazy mover from this week, UTME IPO this week as well. Just ran $10, $9.50 straight to the upside right at the open there. 46 here. We're approaching 56, guys, for UTME again.
Ooh.
That stock loves movement. That is for damn sure. Okay, what else do we have on our list here? Netflix, Clover, Apple to hold that level. Let's check back in on AAPL here. We're very, very light now on, oops, that's APL. AAPL, of course, is that. We're very, very light now on NEO. We've already cashed that out. We talked about smashing that level, and we put that money in the bank and run as fast as we can. So it does come back down in. We were waiting for a little bit of a pickup down here, 129 and change. That's not coming in for us right now. So the high 130.15. What's the high yesterday? Basically 130.50. So I like this as a break if the NASDAQ gets going. 130.20 on Apple, guys. Let's take that if it goes. We are also long Clover right now. 15 cents in the money and more. Bang! There it is again, man. More money for you guys on Clover. We talked about that trade. Bang, right there. Let's see now where this goes. Maybe now we'll take this 880 break on Clover. But we're already nicely long, nicely in the money, and just took out that profit. So, hey, man, the day just keeps on getting bigger and better, man. So let's just spin this so far. We're 3 for 3. Clover, Fubo, and NIO. So 3 for 3 over here. How's it going over there, Neil?
Oh, it's fantastic. The only losing trade I have is, of course, that Clover from the morning. You guys can see, and apologies, you can see my executions up here. It's getting close to that, like this 850 area, and it'll sometimes expand your horizons. I don't want to wait forever for this opportunity. If it's going to put in like this 850, 855 off the open as the high, it gives me some cover. Now, this has happened before. We actually think about different directions. I kind of will play in both directions for some scalp trades, but I like this first little dump. Short into this little pop here. You have this cover of about 865, so I'm going to use it for a bit of a reversal play over in Clover. And here comes the 75 defense again on Fubo. It continues to try to consolidate lower, take a few more shares at that 75. If it bounced up to 22, I'm going to get back in and out of it. Brendo?
EV type stocks. Not actual makers, but the charging stations, what I'm trying to say. To the downside today, Blink here, BLNK 5%. We saw these have decent moves all week after more details from President Biden's $2 trillion infrastructure plan included $180 billion for this charging network. So Blink, a little bit of a sell-off today, guys.
Okay, and what else is selling off is exactly what we talked about. NEO, I mean, Smash City. And again, guys, follow on Twitter. I'll even post this up so you guys can see this. Debating smashing NEO at 38. Like, I mean, I don't know. You tell me another trader that's going to give you those trades like that and post them up there on Twitter, then actually do them for you guys. There it is right there. We are cleaning it out, and we did give you the out as well. I do think we could get lower. We're now holding, I shouldn't say we're small, but we're holding about 25%, maybe a little less than that right now. So we did take some out. Our best outs, man, 56. I mean, just keep talking about this same name because it's just a monster trade for me. Okay, Clover as well, 860 now. Hell yeah, that's another 50-cent win right now. So yeah, we are slaying a lot of dragons right now. So 860, 864, 865. We still like that 880. Clover taking off right now, guys. And we also got Levi. So look at this Levi bid that we took out there. Let's see. I mean, we got no profits yet. We got to wait till we get out. There it is. A nice little out at 20. Let's see how far Levi wants to run for us, guys. We're just making that cash today, and it's a fun one.
Yeah, watch out for CCL. Just got to the top in here. I took my Clover out, had that 50 short in front of that 65 area, so you can scalp in and out at different prices. I certainly like to play those tighter stops on the shorts. I just saw the turn there on CCL. This is what I tried to get here. I'll play in either direction. We're looking dip buys on CCL. It just never quite got deep enough to give me that entry point. But I like this little bit of a reversal. It's had some trouble in the last couple of sessions sort of punching through when it makes that first reversal in the morning. I like those quarters. 26 is the level I think on Levi, so I'm buying in front of it as we know this morning. And going to get back to Naked Brands that continues to flush. There's basically been no pop for me to short. Brendan?
Just checking on Pfizer here, not seeing anything too significant as far as headlines, but yeah, nice looking chart here for PFE this morning. Lasted through 36 there at the open. We're up to 36.5. A little bit of a technical break maybe on the daily chart, guys. Fives are looking good.
Love that Pfizer. We also love that Clove. Yeah, Clover right now, just a monster move. So far, we're loving trading today for obvious reasons. Look at this pickup on Clove. We'll tweet this out as well. Out there again. Now we'll wait for that 880 to break. Neo now only 15 cents in the money, but I'm trying to hold it. We are getting lighter and lighter on that one. And we just took Levi out at 29 there. So this is my bigger position. Obviously, you can see that 26.13 average price right now on Levi, man. I think this one can moon. So let's wait to see if that does happen. And we've averaged in on Fubo here. Bang, 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 bang. So let's wait now. 22, not a bad area, but we'll wait. We're long at 21.84 right now. So come right back to life for us right now, Fubo. So we're going to go 4 for 4, hopefully, if Fubo gets going. But so far, so good, man. Big day over on this side. Let's keep the momentum going as Neo looking to take out bottoms, man. 60s now. Let's go, Neo, to the downside. NASDAQ up and Neo down. Man, we're cooking. Where's Russ Wilson? But we're cooking over here, that's for damn sure. What's up, Brendo?
Just noticed Square, guys, testing 260 here. A bit of a pullback, but basically highs from yesterday taken out there on Square, trying to go positive.
We like that score. I'm actually going to have to take a bit of a consolidation short on Naked Branch just to get more shares into this one. I haven't had anything since 75, and I got to have it. Going to take some more shares out on that Levi's. I see you guys talking about Sundial, and of course, show up on my quote board here. There was that flush out yesterday that I know we were talking about, and I actually had the short off that one even initially, but the afternoon was a different story. Come on, load chart if I can't get it. I don't want to show you guys a blank chart, but I can't. Sundial's not loading for me, so I'll come to that chart in a second. But it's looking like that was a failed break and back above a $1 and making some movements is Sundial.
Okay, Sundial. Yeah, so right now, Fubo, very disappointing that it's not going. But we can't win on everything, can we? Yes, we can. That's what we're going to try to do. Oh, shoot. Did I not put that app? No, I didn't put that Apple trade in. Let me guess, it broke. Ooh, we're right there now. So, okay, well, yeah, it did break a little bit. We were looking to get Apple long through 130, but it has broken to the upside, but it's not. I thought with this NASDAQ move that Apple would have ran more than this. So the fact that it didn't makes me a little cautious on this name. So we are changing our tone a little bit here with Apple. I don't know if we like that as much. We talked about some other names. You talked about Square, Brendo. That's taking out some highs as well through 260, and Microsoft as well. What was yesterday's high here for Mr. Softy, my favorite name? 254.15. Good movement through 254. Good movement off 253. Damn it. Off the open there. Nice level 253. Oh, man, it's just so hard to get everything. But right now, here goes Levi to the upside. We've got some nice shares on Levi right now. So this is a big win for us. This is 30 cents now in the money on Levi to match the 30 cents we're in the money on Neo. But we are down 30 cents on Fubo. So we'll take a couple more stabs here. It's right at that 21.50 mark, guys. What's up, B?
First day in a couple, we're seeing these ones. Banks coming back to life a little bit. Just noticed WFC here, Wells Fargo to the upside, just broke 40.50, trying to hold above 40.50. We're approaching recent highs here. This is what, 41.50, I guess, for WFC. Earnings next week, guys. Coinbase next week as well.
That's going to be a big one, is an understatement. This is what I want to try to show you guys. The monster flush off of off the Sundial, $1 down into 90. I ended up on the way back in short 97.5, big time off of this one break. So when one got taken out, I just got out. Now you're going to see how strong the hold is at one even. If you're holding along in this trade for that potential break, you're probably looking to defend like 102, 103. I'm not even sure it gets back to one if it tries to come back in. You get those flush outs, and then sometimes you get like a nice running opportunity. I'm looking to 120. If it gets to 120, I'm probably going to think the squeeze might be a little bit over. I do also. I'm with you with that Levi trade, Sean. I like that. I like that 26 area. You talked about being a little bit patient with it. So I was patient, didn't add till 26.15. I like it bouncing off 26 first. Now if it can consolidate, that's when I dig into a few more shares there. And I finally got some more into that Naked Brands. It gave me a little bit of a bounce, and I wasn't looking for too much, but the opening range was right around that 71.5. That's where I've jumped into a few more shares. And of course, my price 73.5 because I had most of my shares up at 75. I'm going to play that to the south side.
Yeah, I mean, we're just cashing in. I mean, we're I mean, we're hitting things, we're using shares, we're getting out, we're making money. I mean, just over and over and over again here. There it is. So NEO now. I mean, do I even have any upside targets here? No, I don't. I don't even have any stop orders for this NIO trade. It's just been such a good one for us that we're not even worried at all about anything NEO right now. Palantir, just checking that out. NEO, I mean, okay, hold on a second. If the market's going to go, we may be able to find a long now in NI. I want to go back to Palantir because it's coming down, so we do need to get long on that one as well. A 38.10 break will be out of NEO, and then looking to maybe take out some 38. I mean, this high is nice, man. 38.40 right there on NIO. So yeah, we've already cashed out. Biggest stock on board for me today. NIO, we just followed the yellow brick road, guys.
And I want to show you General Electric pulling back into VWAP here. Just there was a nice little break. I think Brendan certainly got that one to you guys. Giving a little bit of a pullback. I like pre-market sort of high areas, and you look at this like 1360 if we get that retracement for a bit of a dip buy. Now the market's trying to bounce. You're seeing like ES just got back into positive. The NASDAQ trying to put in a bit of a bottom at that 1365. So I like a turn on something like a GE. It's going to pick up a long position if we can buy into that little 50 to 55 area. Going to do so on GE. Brendo?
Okay, so here we go. This is, we talked about Pfizer earlier. Here we go. This is the headline. EU looking to buy 1.8 billion additional COVID-19 vaccines from partners Pfizer and BNTX. Guys, nice looking chart for Pfizer.
Yeah, BioNTech and Pfizer getting that done for you guys over there in the EU. Okay, NEO tests that level, but it doesn't get out, 38.10, so there's something to watch there. Palantir, we said we go over that. So here's the drop, man. We were expecting this drop, so let's not pretend that we weren't thinking that there was a potential for this to come through and happen. So there is that drop happening right now on this name. Who knows what that was about in the first place. I cannot believe this long, in the morning, but we did take a level there, 73, so now we're long on Palantir and looking to cash that out. So Palantir long right now, 74s, not a bad spot. We'll take some out at 80 just to reap that benefit. No idea, we just ran to 93 there. I was busy looking at Fubo and other things. So damn it, missed an opportunity there to get out for a sick winner on Palantir, but we are long off this dip, guys. What up, V?
Hey, Sean, traders on the chat talk about SOS. Stock is up more than 4%, guys.
Yeah, and it just made a strong move off the top here. Like it just broke out through this like 550 area. Look, it needs to show a stronger continuation. You do see on my 15-minute the drop off that it had, in the last couple of sessions here, and it was kind of a very, very weak stock. I know I was mostly shorting it. We did have some longs that were successful in the last couple of days, but for the most part, we were looking to short SOS when we got the chance of weakness in Bitcoin as well, part of that story. So I'm going to see if it can't hold that 550 area. If it comes back southbound, failing at these levels, I just want to show you right here, back on the 29th, guys, Flush City at like 570. So if it can't really hold this sustained break through 550, through that 570 mark, you're going to see me jump into a fade on SOS. All systems go for that one. Levi's is looking like we're getting some more consolidation. There's actually some size on this little bid, and of course it's going to still be on SOS because that's what it wants to do to me. There's a bit of size on this bid, down around this like 03s, 02s. I saw some people jam some shares for like 10,000 every now and then on the teens as well. So this is the areas to look for a defense. I mean, if it can't hold the 26 area, it's going to be a little bit of trouble. There is some profit taking to be had. Remember, it's a $25 stock yesterday, so keep in mind that. I did get that GE fill, so General Electric starting to level off. We like that little bounce here. Like to be able to defend that pre-market level. It's GE, so I'll probably scalp like 10 cents and then see if we can't hold the rest. See if I can't rinse and repeat buying those dips.
Okay, so Fubo tried to go there. As you guys can see, it doesn't look like it wanted to at all. So Fubo tried 2180, it put us right back into the money. It's just that's not good enough for us on that name. So we're gonna have to wait for more to come here. I still like it. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I'm a fan of this level and of this price. So let's just wait to see what it does give us here on the upside for Fubo. I think it's made a base, so we're just waiting for that one to come through now. That's FUBO, Fubo, looking like it wants to break, but that's that's neither here nor there. We'll wait on that. Palantir, we do want to defend this 2350 level, so we're going to average into more long as that comes through. through. So let's just see where we go with that for now. But that is that level. We're going to take some more. We've been getting some out 80s right here at VWAP. I would love to hold this thing, and I think we're going to hold it a little bit anyways. We'll get a little bit more out near this VWAP, try to get some more longs here as we come down, but that's that position. NEO bouncing around, it goes that 38.10. We should have loaded up short again there, but we did like that momentum through. We crushed this name all the way to the downside, and here we go back to the downside right now as the market trying to fail here, and there goes NEO again, man. Feeling like Superman holding this trade against us there. That was a good one. Just should have averaged in, but here we go. Let's take some out. NEO, a big win once again for us. What's up, B?
Snapchat, guys, just popped up. Not seeing anything as far as news, but big move there. 62.5 through to 63.5 for Snapchat. Back to these highs, once again around 64 for Snap.
Have a stop, have a stop. The reversal was on. It looks like 68 was the bottom of Naked Brands. I didn't get any better than 69.5 on my 75 short. I just got back in right at the top here, top, 74.73.73. It broke 75, so I'm out of that trade. Now remember, we said if it takes out the high at 78, there is an 85 level on Naked Brands. Sometimes you get these flush outs where it really, really works well, and then you get that rebound. Sundial did a very similar thing, and then if it holds breaking through the top, you get some support at that price level into the next top, and that's going to be that 85. You guys mentioned that Fubo. Finally, like Levi's is still hanging out around those 20s. Fubo, every time it pops, I've been basically like getting some out, and if I can get some out, like on that 20-25 cent move, I'm then jumping back in, defending these levels. And I remember we talked about I didn't like the pre-market levels as much as I liked the post-market dip at that 21.40. Ooh, missed that reload. When it bounced off that level, should have got some more shares at 55, 57. Was working over on that Naked Brands and watching it take out that top. When I'm trading one of those penny stocks, I can't really miss my out on those, so it's always a manual stop for me. I don't like using a stop order on some of those stocks with like a 1/10 of a cent spread. I'd rather trade it manually. Brendo?
All right, earnings miss here for Jinko Solar. JKS down this morning. We mentioned briefly $35. Holds here a little bit higher low for JKS, guys, trying to get back to 36, down big time though for Jinko Solar.
Yeah, notice
that was the one with the trouble chart, right? Like it was like if Jinko doesn't perform well, it's going to be really ugly when you look at that daily.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday with Jinko Solar. Not a great one, that's for damn sure. But what is super great is a Fubo. So sometimes you got to hold the stock, and the money bags can start coming through. So right now we are hella long. Fubo 76 right now. Just took it out right there, 92. Some pieces. Now we hold it for more. Give us more here, Mr. Fubo man, and we'll see if we can't go back to the high side. Still have visions upside, man. We're doing well today on basically everything. Palantir falling down. We do want to get some more out on Palantir, or some more in on Palantir. Bidding 62s. It goes down as low as 62, but your boy doesn't get filled. So now we'll wait to see if it comes back in to 62 right now. NEO, just another 16-cent win right now on NIO. So that turns out to be a good trade for us. You know what? Okay, here comes 62 on Palantir. I was just going to start buying some right now because we're trying to defend this 50 level. There we go. Do I get it? Let's see if 62. There we go. Okay, so now we just got hit. So there you go. So no word of a lie. We're doubled up now on Palantir. Just took some 62s, waiting for 50. If it breaks, it breaks. This was an unbelievable move up. We missed all of this. No idea what caused this. Let's see now if whoever was buying, Miss Kathy Wood, what up? Hopefully you come back and start buying again because your boy needs to get out.
Yeah, I saw something about the 3D printing ETF for ARC. Like the biggest holder is their ARC Innovation is the biggest holder of their printing 3D printing ETF. So it's like, okay, that is like a one little circle, you know what, in some of those funds. I want to come back to that CELC. CELC here. Oh, CELC. Yeah, I can call it that. Why not? We'll go with it. If it makes any kind of a push, like you had that great breakthrough to the downside off the open. I sort of talked about this level. If it could hold off the open at 23, you're going to see we lost our charts for a bit there. And then it did give you that right push into 23 even before coming down to that 20. Look to earlier on in the morning when we did have 1840 as support. Means there's still room to the downside. It's very, very weak on this retracement. So I'm going to look to be shorting any pop. And then if it gets back below 20, I'm taking a breakdown at 20 on CELC. Brendo?
PUBG Mobile. Apparently, is that a game? I'm not entirely sure what that is, but okay. So number one grossing mobile game here in March of 2021. That has this one going crazy, guys. Roblox finally breaking through 72.75 here. So a bit of a breakout for Roblox.
Oh, hell yeah. Is my kid making money right now on Roblox for the win there. PUBG. Yeah, Brendan must not have kids. PUBG, a very, very popular mobile game. But what's more popular is how we're walking on said water right now. Your boy is just cruising with Fubo. This is what happens when you believe in something, guys. We're sticking with Fubo today. We were buying it all the way down to the bottoms. We were, I told you 2050 was going to be the spot where I made up my mind. And yeah, mind made up. More longs on Fubo as it just keeps on going here to the upside. Big time cash is there right now. Hopefully we don't have any other shares ready to go because I want to hold on to this Fubo long. That's 55 cents now in the money on FUBO. I mean, we're perfect today. Levi's right now, 15 cents in the money. Neo, you already know what's good on Neo. Like, where are we losing today? Palantir, long and out, long and out. I mean, okay, and that's about it. I don't have anything else. Clover, we've already cashed out on Clover. Bang, to the upside goes Clover. So, yeah, to say it's been a big day, again, misnomer. Today, man, we're puking out the profits. There we go. Let that money ride, guys. I hope you're having a good day. Put in the chat if you're having a good day like me. This has been fun. I hope you're doing it. Today we're back in the afternoon.
Just got top of that move on. Speaking of that Fubo, guys. So all Fubo. Speaking of that move, every single time it's popped up, look, lower high, lower high, lower high. So I anticipate we can get another retest down at those levels. Pick up off of that pre-market or post-market 2140 bottom every chance that we do get. I just added to my GE position. We're still waiting for Levi's to make a bit of a move, but I can tell you Naked Brands just broke through that 75. I like to have a stop. Load here, 74.70. It goes and cannot take out the pre-market high, which was that key point. Not going to break to the 85 without that 77 go. Now that it's flushed out, the same price area we liked before, we're going to like again. So I like the short in that 74 to 75 range, basically off that same look. I want to see it put in a lower high. Last time it did it, we were talking 76 even. I'll use that level to my advantage. And just noting here that CGC just popped off of that and turned around. So it couldn't get to positive. 28.50 looks like a good resistance point there. Watching that on the side here. And if you're watching Fire, it's only following CGC, by the way.
Yeah, it's a buyout. So, look, guys, look at Neo right now. It's just, if you only took one trade today, and that I basically based out for everybody, Neo, we just took it out, Brendan, at 50, 54, 53. Hello, we are short here, 37, or sorry, yeah, I guess it is 37 something, 37.91. Oh yeah, and by the way, what up, Palantir? How are you doing right now? What a day it's been for us. We're going to go perfect. I think 7 for 7 here today. Big show, big day. Let's just keep these profits going, guys. Thanks for joining. Hit the subscribe button. How close are we, Brendo, to that number?
$401 to 200,000, guys. Hit subscribe. Here's North American markets. Quick look here, guys. We are positive on the S&P, 0.16%. The Dow as well, 0.26%. The NASDAQ, yeah, lagging a bit today, 0.23, 0.17 for the composite and the 100. The Russell, small caps down 0.5%. Here in Toronto, the TSX also a little red to wrap up the week, 0.15%. Couple of things we were talking about in the pre-market. On the watch list this morning, Boeing down. This has been a bit of a messy trade so far. 253 at the top, about 248.5 at the bottom, but really just kind of chopping around in a range. We are negative, obviously, but not really doing anything. Not really doing anything either. Netflix, Sean was mentioning this pop on the Sony News yesterday. Priced in, possibly. We did come down to these support levels from yesterday. It's trying to bounce off of 548, 547.5, guys, for Netflix. Back over to you.
I want to come to Roblox just for a second. We do every other Monday. We do that Q&A for you guys, and we're talking about on the week, like, what could give you that little bit of a pop, and we're mentioning that Roblox off that 70 area was a fantastic one. You finally get the 73 break, and it's like pie and face to not be looking at that. The one day that I didn't have 73 on my iPad here, I'd taken off Roblox after yesterday, not trading it. Bit of a mistake there. I've just loaded back into some Naked Brands. I talked about that 75 to 76, but any dips back into 73. If you like breakout points all week long, you look at that 72.50 top at like 73 and a higher time frame. That's a buy area for me if Roblox wants to come in here. And remember, double top at 79, certainly lots of room to run until it gets there.
Guys, where do we take it out? We throw out the diamond hands. We don't even know what to do. Let's Gronk spike it. Let's do everything today. What a monster Palantir is right now. I like, what else? 23.62. Even as that trade was coming in, I was yelling at it. I was like, get me these 23.62s. No idea why we picked 62, but thank God we did. The very bottom right there. And you saw me take it live. Again, this is not a show where, pretending to take shares, pretending that these are real ticks. You saw me take this trade, guys. So there it is, man. We keep frying up the profits on the show. Trader TV Live. Hit that subscribe, hit that like button. 400 away. Come on, guys. We got the champagne. Miss V's wearing the green. And if you're not enjoying yourself, I apologize because I know I am. That is for sure. The missed trade, though, Apple today. We did miss that one through 130. It was this 130.20. Meant to put the order in and didn't. So that one is obviously on me. 35 cents in the money on Fubo. We just took some out. It's been making some tops here. We like that trade. Let's see if it comes back in. I'm trying to hold out for some more upside. What else? This day, as I look over, give me that. We see what's happening right now. NEO just exploding. Like, you're not going to find tweets like this. I told you, smash city through 38. We have that. And there it is, man, right down to 37. Probably a good spot to get out. What a fantastic moment here for this stock, NEO, today. Just absolutely crashing down. And what's your boy doing on Fubo? We are cashing in and raining down the money here on Fubo. So today, everything's working. So I don't really have anything else to say other than let's just keep making that cash.
Yeah, if you're holding on to shares of Jinko Solar, by the way, that's not working for you. Look, you're going to get that gap down. It's trying to recover back into 36.50, but the daily chart probably gives you a better perspective of just how important that breakdown has been through 37.50. So if it's not going to gap fill today, it's going to be a flush back into the low. I like this one to the short side. I'm going to start taking some profit over in that Naked Brands. I talked about working into it, and it's more of a comfort thing. I mean, you're going to talk about trading stocks that you like. Stick to what is working for you. So I just get that entry point into Jinko there, in front of 36 even, but just jumped into Naked Brands again off that same level. Sure, does it want to stop me at that 75? Fair enough. But if it can't break to the high of the day, I'm going to jump right back in it and start scalping the same way. And I start taking off, in and around that 1.5% to 2% range is where I think you got to start taking some profit on a penny stock. That's the way I like to play it here, guys. That's a 15-minute to show you how far it's bounced. Yes, it's a strong stock today, but let's keep in mind, over the course of the last few years, every time it has these multi-day runs, usually there's a pretty decent turnaround. So if you're holding the longs, fair enough. Watch out for 65 to the downside. If that gets broken, you might want to consider taking some profit there. I'm taking more at VWAP. I'm taking more out in front of 70 even. I don't know that I'll get 68s again on this particular move, so want to make sure I have at least 2/3 off if we get to 70.
I guess we should tweet out this Fubo trade as well, guys. I mean, big money we just traded. So update on NEO. We gone right there, so we're done now. Biggest trade on board here for me today, NIO. But you know what's like sneaking up, man? We might wind up making more money on Palantir. So you can't get the smile off this guy's face today. What a big move here for Palantir. I just feel proud because we keep talking about this. You guys are the trading family, and here we are, man. I'm making that cash, and so happy. Hopefully you guys are as well. We talked about missing this run, but as soon as it came back in, man, 75, 62s, waiting for that 50, and now just cashing out a ton of profit here. Just thank you if you guys are trading this. Really appreciate everybody. And then also, Brendan, hit the air horn for some Fubo TV right now, because that is just making that bread. What up, Brendo?
Just saw Boeing, guys, back to day lows here, coming into some big time levels. 250 has to hold there for Boeing. The latest, if you missed it, this electrical issue they're talking about this morning has the potential to impact about 90 planes. So not a overly huge deal, but 90 planes affected, guys.
Yeah, you might remember we talked about the higher time frame. It's probably a good idea to go back to that Boeing. Yesterday's bottom on that little not little move. I mean, it came off and came back like $6 to the top. So you're talking 249.30. That was a level we said if your 250 breaks, certainly has some support down there. I said it has to break through the low to have the short, or it has to show me enough strength. If you took the long off that bottom, fair enough. I was looking for the breakdown short. It is what it is. You missed your shot on it, and I certainly missed a chance to play that level. I am into that Jinko Solar. I like to give it to like 36.50 or so. I haven't added. I'd like to see it roll over before I add to this position. You get that little bit of a bounce play. There's always all kinds of room for a gap fill here. And the first stage up through a 36.50 break on a reversal, you're looking at 37.50. And we talk about the reason I want to talk about that level is because you get that lower high that it had put it. Sorry, you get that fresh low that it had the previous low double bottom at that 37.50. So I think it's about $1 on the 36.50 breakout. I'm going to take shorts into it and then reverse into a long on Jinko. The gap fill is in there, but that's always a scalp trade. I think is a weak stock in general.
Okay, we got into some GE right now. So this is where we're buying this level here on GE. So just making sure that we have the right stop orders out and whatnot for this. If it breaks through 55, I probably won't hold this one too far. So GE, we are in this one. We'll wait. It's 13.55 is the bottom there, but we could wait to see what happens. I do want to get some out if it does break. And again, when you're trading this name, you can use a lot of shares, so I don't want to hold this too much. We did at 58s and 56s, holding, trying to see if it holds 55. I know it's such a random number, but I don't even want it to come to 50 here. I just feel like if it gets to 50, it does break, and then we get down here to 13.33, something like that. So I don't want to fight the market either, but we will hold on to some GE here. And here it goes, man. We're long at 56, so up to 58, a nice little move. You know what? Maybe we'll take a little bit out here at 58 if we can, and ring that register again, because when we're using shares, man, we like to make sure that we at least get a little bit out there. It is. Do we get that? Yes. So we get a little bit out there using the inverted gateway there. You can see some of those J's and Y's printing. So that's a good trade for us, no doubt about that one. And then after that, man, Fubo still ripping to the high side. We just tweeted that out as well. So that's been a good mover for us, up to $23. We still have a small piece on that. And then Palantir fading a bit, but we're close to out, man. You saw that smile on my face. We took that to the long side. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day today. So we're happy with that.
Going to continue that flush. I was just reversed into that Jinko, so it broke that 50 area. Got 59s on the out and reversal, all with one order. And going to continue to take out this naked brands here. Now, it continues to flush down. I just saw it bounce off 71. Yeah, I was bidding here just a little bit lower than that, but, beggars can't be choosers. I'm not going to look that gift horse in the mouth. I'm going to take what we can get there. You're going to see GE. I've been in GE waiting for that 50 area. Maybe it's not 55, but I've been rounding into this one off of 50. And the reason I like 50 is go back into the pre-market where that consolidation was. So I know pre-market tops 55, but I think the real support's at that 50. I'm only going to take more shares if it's on the way up. So if it bounces, then I want to add to the position. If it doesn't bounce, forget about it. It's now put up or shut up for Levi's because this is what's on the bid. Yeah, there we go. It's still on naked brands because obviously Levi's, that 26 is on the bid. It's not that there's a monster bid down here, but I can tell you that the amount of shares churning through defending this are rather large. Even if it's not people throwing massive bids, it is still a lot of active trading going down at that price level. If it breaks, I'm going to look to get out of this one here. Try defending this level. If it's going to go, it's going to go. That's my stop. 26 is what I had this morning. I might have actually even tweeted out and said, if it can't hold this price level, forget about it. If it does break to the downside and make any kind of a consolidation bottom a little bit lower, there it goes. Maybe you're like a 55 to 75 area holding 25.50. It'd be worth a re-entry look for me, but I got to stop. I use it and get out. It's going to be crap for me on Levi's. I still like the name and I like the breakout, but for the day trade, couldn't hold it.
Yeah, we're actually fine on Levi. We just wind up paying fees on it because we were able to get out right here. So we took it early, 26, up, 26.40. We emptied it out. I did like it for longer levels there, but so far so good on Levi as we're out now. But we did get out 95s there. Just no skin off our back. It's a flat trade. We do wind up paying fees on that one though. Okay, so just to give you guys a little bit of interest in why, Fubo, hold 22. Look where Fubo's at, 22.68, right? Neo tweeted it out, smash through 38. We talked about that. Will 37 hold? That's exactly what held. 37, as you guys can see right here, right? What else is on this list? Levi's through 26.50. That turned out to be the top 26.50. It doesn't go through. We don't have to do anything. We wait for 26. Make that money on Levi's. After that, man, Apple. Does Apple hold 129? Yes, it does. Here's Apple through 129. Look at the bottom of Apple, 129.30 there. We're missing some data. It even goes lower there, so we do have that one. And then here goes Palantir, ripping and rocking right now, Brendo, up to 23.87, a big-time trade there. Guys, we're making that cash. I hope you are too. What's up, Brendo?
I just saw Tilray, guys, just popping up here on volume tag, $20 there, but immediately pulling back, kind of stuck in a range. Also notice, guys, Afria shareholders approved the takeover that they are involved with. So a little bit of news on Afria specifically with the shareholders, but again, not really doing anything as far as the stock is concerned, guys.
Thank you very much, Brendo. I don't know, I haven't seen an update on that, but we got to be getting closer and closer and inching towards that number. It's getting thirsty work here because I'm pretty active. And Roblox, there it is. Whoa. Okay, so I asked for it and it's like 666. And the first thing I think, no word of a lie, like the first thing that came to mind is what's Tesla doing? Tesla's not at 666, but that's actually been a level on Tesla. Interestingly enough, we're at that 680 on Tesla, so my mind immediately goes to that. Look, I see the numbers, I think about the levels that I have in my head and I have written down, so that brought me to Tesla. But we're getting closer, guys. It's not quite close enough. I'd like to drink some champagne today. But next trade for me, it looks like it's going to be Tesla. If Jinko breaks through 37, I'm going to take the next third out on that little bit of a break. We reversed at 50s there, so that long working out. Don't love the stock, but I like the price action. If we get any kind of a dip, this worked in Tesla yesterday, so why not look for a VWAP bounce? It was around this time we were able to catch it and make some coin on Tesla, so I'll go ahead and do that again. Levi's, back to that 26. If it can look like it wants to hold that level, I'll try another shot at that one. Not always the best day trade, but I like that level. And Tesla going to get my bid in here so we can get something in that 677, maybe 77 half range on a dip, buy around that VWAP.
Yep, that's a good one today. And shout out to Davide. Thank you for your kind words there on the chat to me. It means a lot, Davide. So thank you so much for that as we go, guys. Yeah, Davide, partner recruitment specialist, manager, I guess, or I don't know. Well, maybe he'll message me, tell me what exactly. But you'll see him through Day Trade the World, guys. If you're looking to open up an office, no better opportunity to do that than now with Day Trade the World. This market is just going off. Yeah, a big congratulations to my main man. We'll put the confetti on that one. He said, Dad, we got to buy more Roblox when it dropped down. So I bought one more share for him. So he's starting to buy Roblox. The first time we bought was in the 70s. Then he told me, I think we got it 67. So now we're up nicely in the money on RBLX. So shout out to my man who's at home with virtual school. Hopefully you're not playing Roblox right now, but chances are he probably is. He knows more about computers than most, and the guy is 9 years old. I'm so proud of you, my man. Keep it going. What's up, Brendo?
One from the volume list, guys. Little one, PRVB, just ripping back to the upside here. They had the FDA came in and said there was not sufficient data on one of their treatments that they were in the process of reviewing. So this thing was up here at 10 yesterday, got all the way down to 5.5. But back to 750 here, just took out day highs for PRVB.
Trying to take out, these are not going to be day highs. I ignore that little wick here, but trying to make some fresh recent highs, at least since the open is at Jinko. Some resistance at 37 even, guys. So, we try to take some shares off in front of those when you're scalping. That's what I did for the first third. I'm actually going to go ahead, maybe even move this. Now that if 37 breaks, I kind of feel like, you might get that extended push into that quarter. So throw that offer to cover some shares a little bit higher so that when maybe some stops break through, we can take some profit on the north side. Now, 37.50, I showed you guys, I definitely like that level. That's as far as I'm willing to take this one to the north side before I start thinking about a short again. Look, it is what it is, and we're just going to sort of like, this is me and you. My experience, so we've both been trading for nearly 20 years. I started out heavily trading penny stocks and done a lot of things in the interim, but every now and then get a chance to jump back into a stock which is literally under $1. Nowadays, relatively speaking, if it's under $3, it's basically a penny stock. But Naked Brands, it is what it is. I understand some people like the long in this one. Fair enough. There's been some great bottoms. I certainly, when I was talking about that double bottom and couldn't get any more shares out and started to chip in, I got this fill at 71. I'm like, ooh, they yuck. Don't take any more. Don't take any more. Now I'm only shorting that 75 level, right back into that 70, 71. Could you average all the way up? You could. Would it have worked out? It might have. Is that a good plan? I don't think so. So for me, I'm just going to hang on to this one all the way back to that 68. If it makes another bottom here at 68, you might actually see me long naked. I'm not sure I've taken a long position in the stock ever on the show, but if it makes a double bottom, I might have to do it.
Okay, I was just looking up the Masters right now, Masters 2020 leaderboard, just to see what's going on here because,
Come on,
yeah, Justin
Finau.
Rose still chilling out. Doesn't look like much is happening. Mark Leishman with a big run right now. Justin Rose, Harman Matsuyama, Simpson should have took him. There's Brendan's Patrick Reed. Who's teed off so far today? Not many people making huge moves right now. So we'll check back in on the Masters leaderboard. Let's go, JT. We want some Justin Thomas love to come through on that one. Okay, GE, guys, this is why. I don't know if you're throwing money down for GE or not, Neil, but GE right now, we get out on that move to the downside. And now, I told you if it breaks 50, we could be in trouble. That's why we wait. We didn't get out, man. We got out there on that 55 break. So we're doing that. And then there's Fubo as well, man. Nothing but upside love. I assume you have a winner, Neil. Let's go.
No, I threw away the money on GE, and we talk about being able to play in both directions. If I said to myself, Jinko is trash, and I want to sell it just because of what we talked about at the close yesterday, then maybe you don't get the reversal long. Sometimes you just got to play price action. It goes right into that 37.50. 37.50 top so far in that move. So breakout, very, very clean. You got to be willing to make that money back when you take a hit. If you see a good price opportunity, that's what happened in Jinko at that 36.50. And it's 10.20, almost 10.20. Let's get to Brendan for the small cap recap.
First off, more importantly, 325, guys. 325 to go to 200,000 subscribers. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. Sell C, let's start with this one. Was actually blocked for us early on this morning, so we actually just, in the last half an hour, got this unblocked and are able to trade it. But I want to focus your attention up here. 23 was support in the pre-market, broke it, gave you a really, really good test right at the open of 23, proceeded to fall down to about 19.5. So huge move there off the open to the downside on Sell C. We're just coming back up to 22, testing 22. So let's see what happens here with Sell C still up significantly, 0.5%. I was only really involved in 2 trades today. Didn't really do much. AFMD, 24% as well. We're missing some data here. Just mind that. 1080 was the top as far as resistance in the pre-market. Got all the way down to 940. So again, trying to test some resistance areas right now on AFMD. Guys, back over to you.
Nice looking chart there, Brendan, for you.
Yeah, AFM. People were messaging me and tweeting that at me today, but I don't know what that was. We will hit some hot dogs, though, because this is just like, it's, you know what? I mean, Palantir, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be the #1 stock for me, and I think if we look at both of our P&Ls today, this is going to be the #1 stock for us on trading wise today. You just keep going to the upside on Palantir. No idea what made that move there, unless I think Brendan actually has a better trade on AFMD there. But nice little trade, 23.62 to the upside. And now we're going 24.01, 24.02, but still rocking and rolling, man. It'll be this or Fubo. I mean, Fubo's $1.55 in the money right now. Palantir, 40 cents in the money right now. Let's take off another piece as a radio at 24. But yeah, man, it's a backflip kind of day over here. Valeria, we just need to get more subscribers. Look, we've already popped the VOV. That was at 100,000. So now we're waiting for the Moe at 200,000. We'll see what happens. Shout out to my boys at Cactus Club for taking care of my wife and I. We had the VOV that day. Shout out to you guys over there. And Chef Paul, thanks for taking care. Valeria, what are you doing? Yeah, okay. We'll get to Valeria in a minute, and she'll, pretend to drink that, and then we can all get excited that maybe we can have some drinks as we get ready for our afternoon show. Join us at 3:15. Still an hour plus left on this show. Let's pick some more winners, Neil.
Absolutely. I think there's going to be one up here on Fubo. Fubo, great stock, but Roblox is the other one that we've been talking about. I wanted to quickly show you, and I can't see it here, unfortunately. I wanted to show you that 75 at the top here. There was some sellers, a big seller up there. So I got a couple orders. We like to buy the dip. 73, remember that key price. We're going to buy in front of it. But I'm going to take a breakout at 75 on Roblox. And trust me when I tell you, there was a bit of a size there on that offer. Miss V, what you got?
Neil, Friday is the best day if you want to start drinking champagne in the morning. So guys, please subscribe to our channel and let's celebrate 200,000 of subscribers. If you're watching our show and you're not logged in your YouTube account, please do it right now or create another one. Let's do this today. We really need your support. We are here for you every day, trying for you really hard. So guys, give us back some love and support.
I like to recreate another one there. That's a good idea there. So speaking of another one, another stock new position alert here. Just got that little dip on Tesla. I mean, this worked in yesterday's action. If you had that failed break at like 68, and when I say, sorry, 68, 680, and when I talk about it being a failed break, it basically can't go more than like 50 cents or a buck before failing back in. And this is exactly what worked out before. So I'm going to take this, and if we can get a bit of a scalp trade into that 68, 680, I keep saying 68, then we'll take some off, look for it to break through that high. I have the market basically, flat, trying to hold around me. ES is slightly up, NASDAQ basically just a little bit to the downside. So it is trying to make that break. Miss V is wearing the green, so we're trying to get some new longs to work out here as well. And Tesla, I don't want to get too far away from it. I didn't trade CCL to the long side today, took one tight stop short. And it's the one day I don't go long, and of course that's a day that it was fantastic. I don't want to make the same mistake here in Tesla. If we breach 77, the thing I like about this trade is if you can ever risk less than a buck on Tesla and then get that kind of return up to 68, that's not where I want the offer. Up to 68, get like $2 on the scalp, extend it through to maybe that 83 to 87 area that we talked before, you got to like it. But if 67 goes, I don't have any trouble just getting out. Wants to hold on that bid. I like giving it like 15, maybe 15 to 20 cents you anticipate the spread being, so you want to make sure like 80 to 85 is what's breaking at 677 down here on TSLA.
Okay, yeah, so we got out of some Palantir there, guys. I mean, as the party goes, upside, big time win for us right there. Super, super happy with the way this one's like modeling out for us. It's a great trade and still going. Check back on our Neo trade. That seemed to be a good out down there at 37. 20, what do we get, 27s there? So, happy with the way that one's basing for us as well. But yeah, as we go, man, the money just keeps on flowing through here on all of these names. I mean, I don't know what else to do. GE breaks back down through that 13. We got out, so like no loss on that one. The pin set up for this trade at 55. I like the 55 level. The only thing is I liked it, but I didn't like it enough for a short when I should have. Like if I wanted to get out at 55 and I was calling a 50 break, that should have been shorted there to make a little bit of extra money. So my bad, we should have shorted that one. Palantir still ripping, and Brendan still giving us the goods. What up?
I just saw Upstart, guys. UPST starting to go here. Just went from 120 to 129, still going. Volume coming in here, 4% for Upstart. There was actually an offering announced in the pre-market, but I guess they like that, guys.
They likey a lot. I thought I get that one back on my quote board, but a bit of a move happening. Here comes that Roblox. It looks like we're gonna get a shot at that 75, pretty close here. Here we go. Can we see on level 2? Can we see it on level 2? Can we see some size? Whoa, size on the bid. I mean, whatever. I don't care about that. Every now and then, you'll see when it gets to a key level on the offer, some bids start showing up. I always, in the back of my mind, conspiracy theory, I'm always thinking someone's trying to hold it up so they can build a position in this price, either fading into the breakout or maybe taking a quick tight stop short. 99 is the actual high. If it breaks 75, I'm going long for a breakout trade. If it fails from here, I'm not rolling over short. I know you could roll over short, but I wanted to defend that 73, so I'm going to be going long off that price level. Tesla's holding basically flat for me here, and for those of you that wanted a long in naked brands to take a shot, I do think this is probably your chance. And I haven't done so yet. But if I see this kind of a bottom, use that 68 as your out, high or low. I mean, when Sundial made a move off the bottom, I got stubborn after having a great short at 70, and then try and do the same thing, have magic repeat itself. No, go with the price action. That's what we did with Jinko on the reversal. So I don't mind reversing here in naked brands if I have to. And it feels like if we do this here, this little game and dance, song and dance at 69.5, 70. Give a 68 bottom. I'll go for the long side trade. It's not about throwing away the profit you made on the stock. It's about looking for the next trade that makes sense. And if it wants to base out here, it's a good risk to reward if you can get 69s.
You can watch out, Ether coming to the downside here today, making moves. We just shorted 34s. That's going. Check back on Levi, still 26. Here's Bitcoin right now, making moves to the downside. So like there's some sort of a wall or something up here. Like 58,700, 58,900. It keeps on bouncing, man, back and forth and around. We talked about Bitcoin. I bet you it breaks. I'll actually put a poll up soon on this one. I think it probably breaks down lower, or sorry, breaks above 60,000 over the weekend. It tends to make some moves there. Shout out to Scarborough's own the weekend as well. Toronto's own the weekend. I don't know if you know the boroughs in Toronto, but that's the weekend for you. We do like that name. Okay, and what other thing that we like, man? I mean, it just keeps on coming. Money, 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 money. $1.80 now in the money for Fubo. Bang, 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 all the way to the upside. Look, I'm seeing some talk here on the chat. You guys, look, we've already talked about it. Those of you guys that know Trader Joe, everybody else on the show that have been with us forever, we don't show our P&L or our share size because we're trying to teach you guys. Like, what's the difference how many shares I put on, or how many shares you put on, or how many shares Neil puts on? It doesn't matter. What we're trying to show you guys is what's good and what trades we like. Whether or not I put on 1,000 shares, Neil put on 10 shares, who cares? This is the difference to the upside right now, or the other way around. There'll be trades where Neil likes more than I do, and he loads up.
I liked Sundial too much yesterday.
Yeah, so yesterday Neil got destroyed on Sundial too much, but whatever, that's the point, right? For me, I mean, what advice I took from you guys was basically that I'll give you trades. I mean, this is why I'm doing the sticky note. If you don't believe that I'm taking these trades, then that's completely fine, but it's up to you. Hopefully my wife doesn't start flashing some jewelry around, because then you may know what kind of share size we're talking about. Take it over, Neil.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys know, I'm just gonna jump here. We try to go over all these levels, and the reason we start the show at 8:30, and candidly, there was such a demand for, hey, let's talk a little bit about like the strategy and what you're looking for here on all of your trades. And the reason why when I mentioned at Gico Solar, okay, yeah, I like the short in the stock. And if you had it earlier in the pre-market on light volume, good for you. I'd already missed that short opportunity. I tried taking it off that 36.50. I said that was going to be my line in the sand. But I told you guys this is a reversal for me. I simply looked back into that double bottom that it had going into earnings at 37.50 and said, that's the resistance point. The floor becomes the ceiling. I'm long reverse right into that same price. And here's your top. You know, it made a failed break through 37.50, but I got out right in front of 37.50 the first time. Now you're getting consolidation at that price. So it really, like Sean said, it has more to do with the thought process as to why I like the short originally, why I decided not just to get out, but like the reversal, and where I thought the next resistance point and target should be on that trade. So you follow it all the way through. I tried mentioning the same thing here in Naked Brands is, I'm saying naked way too many times today. Thank you for making me trade this stock up 100 million shares on the day. But first time we're going to start going long. And I can't remember the last time I went long on this stock. But it is worth bearing in mind that it has made a bit of a bottom. You do have a couple of days worth of upward action here. You look at these previous highs, right? The 69 cent area, of course it's 69. A couple of times here, right in the aftermarket, turning right around at that 69, and then making a bit of a low. I couldn't get the short couldn't go any further than that. That's the only area I could take profit as an absolute bottom. So, yeah, I'm going to take a long off that 68 area. So I'm going to get long 69.70s. Give it to that 68. If it breaks, fair. If it gets to VWAP, have half out for sure at that point, and then look to see if you can't get back to 75. Do I think it breaks 75? Probably not. I'll likely reverse right back into that short off the high of the day. So that's the plan, and you'll get to see it happen in action here. The only difference is yesterday, because I didn't get max size pre-market on that Sundial short, I tried to make up for it by getting in the second time off of $1 with even more shares. The second move is not usually as good as the first. So don't double, triple up when everyone's seeing the same level. If you get it the first time, great. If you miss it, don't go 2, 3x just because you're chasing previous profits. Ms. V?
Make sure it's 10:30, by the way. If you hadn't looked at the clock lately, make sure you come back a little later this afternoon. We're back again this afternoon. We'll take you right through to the close. Last 45 minutes of the day. If you're joining us for the first time, yeah, we do this 2 times a day now. Come back at 3:15 and join us, won't you? It'll be a great time to end off the week. It's 10:30. That means markets over in Europe have about an hour left to go. What's up over there, V?
Hey, Brandon, European markets are positive this Friday on economic recovery hopes. Airbus trading in Paris is up around 1% after reported a slightly higher deliveries in the first quarter. Back to you.
Airbus, higher deliveries. Boeing, not so much. Guys.
Yeah, Boeing has good deliveries, but they have a little bit of a problem with said deliveries right now in the fact that they are running into some issues right now. So we're almost out of Palantir. I mean, we talked about that over and over again, that we got out at this 24 and that we were holding small. I mean, this is the whole point. I mean, look how many outs we have here. And again, just to go back over, like, the positions that we're taking, like how many shares? We can't trade odd lots here. So how many shares do you think I had to get out this many times? Okay, Palantir right back in now to these levels. So this is another buy. So let's stamp this, put some more buys here on Palantir and see what happens. 2360, we still like the breaking spots of 2350. We always play off 50s, right? So if that does come back to the downside and break, then we'll watch out for that. Oh, I got all these orders still on Clover. I don't need those anymore. Let's cancel some of those. But let's get long again, guys, right here, 2370.
You just actually reminded me, Sean, to cancel an order I had that I did not need a stop in there for. So every now and then I put stops in, you take profit on a trade and you don't need that downside stop. I mean, I'm seeing, and I had to chase Naked Brands a little bit. I did say I preferred it down around 69, but so as we were going through that talk, and I was trying to get some bids in that 69.50 range, I managed to catch a fill here at the half, and then I had to chase it up to 70.50. I'm gonna wait for it to come back into 70, maybe some consolidation down here. So I'm just throwing some bids out in front of that 70 range, probably some in front of 69.5. It's just every now and then you're in the midst of, hey, that's a consolidation, it's a bottom. I'm not the only one that thinks it's probably a good-looking low. I'm sure some other people are looking at the same thing and thinking it. So you do want to act fast. I've been very, very guilty in the past of talking and then throwing the order later. I want to make sure I'm doing both. Here comes that Roblox. Maybe I'm not going to get absolute VWAP here. If it's going to pull back in, I'm going to see if I can't park something a little bit higher up here and see if I can start the position 73, 75. It did double top at 75 even. I said, and was entirely wrong about should I short that 75. I said I'll take the breakout. I'll only buy the dip. The short was fantastic off 75. There was size up there, so it was worth it. You had some cover. I just didn't like the short. I just preferred going into the long, which I'll try to do here. Brendan?
So if you remember yesterday, we were talking about that RICE, R-I-C-E in New York, up again here, just popping up on volume, in fact, straight through to 16. That high from yesterday, about 1590, so having a little bit of trouble. Two natural gas plays being combined into one new company that's merging with this SPAC, guys, for RICE.
Yeah, we traded RICE yesterday off, and actually there was a tweet, there's actually something that we put up on Instagram about that RICE trade yesterday and how good that one was for us. Yeah, that was fantastic. Good movement yesterday on RICE. We'll have a look at that in a minute as well. But for right now, there's that long on Palantir. We took it twice, 70s and 69s. I guess I just was just rapidly firing off there and got a couple different prices. So now we're back to the long side. And again, called this one out for you. So hopefully you're able to have this with us as well here on that long. We've just bounced off the 3-minute VWAP right there, 68. So that's what we are looking at. This is a 3-minute chart. The main chart that you're going to look at with me is a 1-minute chart. So let's wait to see now how far it goes up. I mean, we're long at 67s again here on PLTR. So good little movement there. Debating. Let's get a piece out now at 76 if we can. Bang! There it is again. Like, hey. Does it matter how many shares we have, or does it matter that you took the trade? Let's go, Neil. Big time trading over here.
My chart just crashed on me there, Sean. So I wanted to show you guys that RICE because it just took out that 16 top. Come on, 15 minute. Come on, here we go. It just took out that 16 top a couple of seconds ago. I was very, very close to sort of jamming the short, because it stalled out for a quick little second there. And I like that sort of fail break idea if it takes out that previous high and then cannot sustain the move through. But it looks like it is giving some sustenance to that move to the upside. So you're not going to see me jump into that short. I did pick up Roblox, however, so I got 73.86. It looks like it wants to test VWAP. This is the defense that I liked on Roblox, that 73 area. So as long as that level holds, they're going to be in the long position. I'm going to be in the long position on Roblox. So as long as we can hold that 73, we're good to go. If it dips any further, now look, pie in the sky. We've loved 70 and 71 all week. So, I mean, I'm willing to get out of this trade and then dig in a little bit deeper at 71. those two prices have been fantastic to work off of, especially if you get consolidation later on in the day. The best long I had on Roblox was actually off an iceberg order that was around that 11 o'clock time that we took advantage of. So I'm willing to take multiple shots at this. And 75, still a big break, and 79 double top. So there's room to go, and I'm going to like that 75 break regardless of what's happened before it. And I just want to come back over. I did add to that naked brand, so I was a little bit more patient here. I had chased it up. My 15 minutes ago looked ridiculous, so we'll put the minute chart up for you guys. I was a little bit patient, took them in front of 70, missed my order, I canceled it when I got the 70 fill. I'll take more shares down in the 69 range. It's that 68 bottom that we're working off of here. If 68 goes, I'm not going to be stubborn with any long positions that I have in naked brands. I got out of the short down here. This is the last three positions are all longs. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to show you the difference between getting out of a short and buying into a long. They all just show up as buys. The purple, of course, are going to be those short sells. Kind of easy to see here. I won't take any profit until we get closer to VWAP, so like 71.5 to 72. Throw some orders out there and see if we can't get some fills. But for now, just building the long in naked brands.
All right, and for now, we're just debating what to do with the
money.
I mean, I would love to get to 200,000, and I think we could do that. We'll get a live check-in on the number. Someone's saying they're going to create 300 accounts just to make sure that we get to that number. Whether or not we get it on this show or the late show, we are going to be getting it. But hey, I'm just counting the cash right now myself because Fubo now taking out the high of the day. And again, like I just go back and I'm not getting heated. This is the way I always am. Like these are levels here. Like what else do you guys want? This is the sticky note. You guys want it. You got it. I brought it to you. All the levels are there. Fubo at 22. Like Fubo's at 23.52. I'm long 21.56 right now on Fubo, guys. So big time trading happening, and I hope you're enjoying the show. Brendan's got more news for us. Palantir upside as well. Let's go.
Cell C, 64.5% here just popped up and halted all at the same time there. So halt at 23.55 coming into these levels from the pre-market once again. Remember, this is a licensing agreement deal with Pfizer, guys, for Cell C.
It's like you read my mind, Brendan. I just pulled that one up. I monitor the halt page as well, so one of the things you can do, if you guys are trading some of the bigger and faster movers that you anticipate could get halted from time to time, not bad to have like NASDAQ Trader Up or some other external site to let you know what the reason is. I always want to make sure it's a volatility halt. I'm not trying to trade anything or stare at it or get into position necessarily if you're waiting for news to be disseminated. But this is a limit up down, guys, so it's just a simple volatility halt on Cell C. I always look for basically the same thing. Be very, very careful with a stronger looking chart, which is exactly what you see here on the daily. But if it cannot break through that high of the day on the reopen, it does give you potential for a consolidation around 24 even for that short trade. And then it would be like a punch short 23.50 if that's your last sort of ditch effort, but never allow it through that high of the day in this particular situation. It just halted upside on volume, so you have to be nimble. You got to be careful. Roblox is the one that I'm inside here. You guys know all about naked brands. We've been short side. Now we're going to the long. I'm going to wait for that reopen in about like 50 seconds or so, maybe less than a minute on Cell C. That'll grab my attention. I haven't added to the position in Roblox because I haven't gotten closer to that 73 even. So just being patient. I'll take some off in front of that high of the day and still see if we can't get that 75 break.
Okay, yeah, just looking around here at other names because I don't this is the thing, I don't want to get out. Like I don't want to get out of Fubo. We're still ripping. If anything, it'll be right here. And again, just try to be disciplined here on a 23 break, something like that, maybe. Let's check out what Fubo VWAP looks like on here comes the market down. Let's see what Fubo VWAP looks like on a 3-minute chart. It's still way away, man. Oh yeah, hell yeah. $2.10, like you guys we're talking about you want big winners. You want this, you want that. Like, I don't know what else to do today. Fubo off to the races right now. A good win and still making moves to the high side. And I'm still holding. Like you can see, we got out here on this VWAP. Once it broke there and we were like, debating holding this all morning long to the downside. We used 2150 as not as our out, but just as an area that we wanted to get long at. We talked about that. Would it hold through? We love 22. 22 rips up. Kevin talked about that in the pre-market with me or with the whole chat group and said, Sean likes that 22 level. It's been tweeted out. It's been talked about over and over again. That's why we got out some right here, like 22.10, 22.25. Like, I liked the level to see if it was holding. It does hold. Then we get out at 50, and now we're holding for the last bit on this big move to the upside, guys. We also do clean up a little bit on this move here. Get out at 77, 78 off of 60. I mean, this is not a big move. We are looking to get longer on the downside here of Palantir and then see if it holds through 23.50. At the big screen with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Brendan Wickens.
Hey guys, yeah, pretty mixed board for a Friday. We'll have a look at the S&P 500 overall. Pretty much dead flat, 0.06% to the upside currently for the overall market. The board looks about like that as well. Lots of mixed looking sectors here. First off, consumer discretionary in the consumer services group. Penn National, didn't even notice that today, 3% to the downside for Penn. Caesars is here, Wynn as well. Marriott, all the hotels leading the way. What is not here, you can see CCL and Norwegian. Bottom corner, they're actually trying to go positive for the cruise lines, but all of the hotels you can see over here very much in negative territory, worth noting. Retail stocks, Etsy again. This thing has been so strong lately, 2% to the upside. Pool, GPS, KMX, L Brands, Lowe's, even 1.3% for Lowe's today. Best Buy is on there. Far corner, communication services. This is the group that we saw BIAC, Discovery going crazy over the past couple of weeks. Comcast today, 3.2%. Chatter there, 2%. TTWO, Netflix, Dish even, all 1% in negative territory. Energy stocks also lower. Consumer staples stocks are also lower. Some strength coming from banks today and some strength from healthcare stocks, but otherwise a pretty mixed end to a choppy week overall. 0.04% higher, guys, for the S&P. Back to you.
I'm going to go with, does it work? Does it work? Does it work? Of course not. Some of my things aren't working here, guys, but I'll go old school if we can. Nope, of course. There it goes. I'm bald in that little backflip action. And I can't do a backflip before you guys ask about it, maybe back in the day. But I try to give you the playbook while we're in a halt. I think it's a good idea. If you're watching stock, it's going to halt. You have 5 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes to formulate a bit of a game plan. So give me some time to lay out what I like to see. You're going to see it reopen. You're going to see it fail to break through the high. You're going to see it come back down through the halt price at 23.50. Pretty much exactly what I said I wanted to do to get in. I take the 23.50 short. Now it had some trouble. You look back to like the open and you look at this 22.50 area. Sometimes I like it all the way to VWAP, but this one's been a little bit strong and I saw a bit of a bid down there. So I just took off the 80-cent win. In and out very, very quickly. Much prefer playing these reopen plays in that way because it's a very, very, like I said, it's a very, very strong name. This is not on a daily chart. A stock that is like coming in from being like $50 and basing out at like $4 for light years, and then making a run. This is a stock that's been consistently climbing sell C here, so you want to play it a little bit differently. I want to play it a little bit differently if I'm going to go short. It's going to be very, very quick in and out scalps with a very, very defined plan there. So quick win on a halt and reopen. Try to trade a little bit of everything. I try not to get caught in halts if I can, but there's some plays to be made once they open back up.
All right, we did it again a little bit. We'll wait to see here on Palantir. It comes right back into our level. We don't wait this time. Okay, I just opened up something on my window. We'll get that closed in a minute. We want to wait for this. We did wait, so we are now long. You can see on the board at the bottom there, long 23.65. So we're out. That's how you know we're out of these trades here, because we cashed out there, and now we only have this one, 23.65. It's up to 68. We just got some out 71s there. 7-8 cents. Like, we'll go back into scalp mode. Again, this is the whole thing, man. Depending on what your style is to trade, I'm going to start scalping now through Palantir. I mean, I would love to get back to VWAP. I don't know if we can do that. On a NASDAQ push, we can. That's for damn sure. So we'll layer some orders on the upside here, and then just keep on, just like we'll lay the orders out, man. We'll just keep on dishing this out to everybody, and hopefully you can make the money with us on these names. And that's all that I'm really asking for here. Hopefully you're having a good time and you're understanding and you're learning a little bit about why I make the decisions that I make, and that is what that is. And Fubo still, like I talked about not wanting to get out of Fubo, and now it's a $2.50 winner. So that one, we go dabs to you guys as well, because we talked about that in the pre-market. I saw everybody on the chat talking about Fubo. I mean, I tweeted this out again, super early on Fubo. Follow me. I'll put this here at Trader TV. Sean actually put it in the chat right now if you guys aren't following now. 17.2. Thank you so much for that. Always believe in Palantir, by the way. Fubo, there it is. We talked about that. But here's the long, I mean, this is a long time ago. Early long on Fubo, 22.18. We actually wound up getting longer. Look at the time of this here. Nice moves. Boom. Is that Ronaldinho? Who is that? 9:03 right now. Guys, 9:03, 22.18's long on Fubo. Like, okay, that was that trade. Not only that, like that's early. And then we built it in there to 21.50. That's why you want to join us. Find out everything we're talking about. A big ARCA size here at 23.80. If that breaks, we gone. So 23.79 is going to be our out on Fubo. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Try to follow me on Twitter if you can. I'm going to be dropping all of these plays, guys. I not only tell you some last second trades I'm making, but also going to tweet out some winners so we can all learn together, guys. 23.79 going to be my out off that size there, but I'm debating maybe not even getting out now. This is just Rip City here. Fubo, congratulations anybody long with that one.
I see Zach Morris pump. Someone tell me what the Zach Morris pump is. We've seen that a lot lately. I'm ignorant to it, so let me know. You just saw the level 2 there, and every now and then you're going to see us reference that level 2. And if we see something interesting that informs us as traders, yes, everyone's looking at charts, but we have other tools here, especially as a day trader. You're going to watch that tape. You're going to watch that level 2. So we'll make sure we let you guys see what it is through our lens. Now, I see Rice here. You had that bit of a pullback, and again, it's been strong. There's no question about it. But 16 even was a key level that was that previous high that you're looking at, and it's trying to break down from it. So I look at this 1580. If we can break this sort of low here, I mean, you have 16 as a bit of cover for a bit of a short side trade. And I can tell you right here, right now, like if I get busted, if you still like, here we go, hit it again. If you still like the bullish side of that trade, it's not SSR, is it? There we go, got the fill. Got more shares at 79 there, guys. So if you still like the bullish side of the trade, think about, okay, like when is the short burned? I think if I get out at 16, I like a tight stop in this position because a lot of people are going to hold a bit stronger, going to give it to like a 10 or a 15. So if you like that long trade, guys, you can think about like a 15 break. You can think about where shorts might, like short-term shorts, quick shorts are going to be taking things off around that 15.50 area. It's a psychological level that's worth looking at. Just to go to the higher time frame, you can see yesterday's action on the 15-minute chart. You start thinking about these tops right at the end of the day. It's that 15.50 area. So you know that's where I'm looking to get out of it. So you think about maybe that's not a bad place to dip into a long trade if you want to buy a dip. Or maybe you want to wait for that 15 even area. So it's not just about which direction we're going and what I think is good. You can use the same levels and the same thought process to inform whether you're holding a long position, whether you're thinking about getting more shares into the long. I'm not going to look gift horse in the mouth. I'm going to take a little bit of a scalp off if I can, halfway to VWAP, and then take the rest out in front of 15.15. That's just my 2 cents. You saw me short that one on the 15.80 break. I like the scalp trade in that breakdown. I'm probably not going to go into a long on this trade, and we're going to get back to Roblox. That's looking pretty good off that 73.80.
We're walking on the water, man. We're coming in hot right now on a little crash landing situation to go right now. Here it is, man. There goes Palantir again. Like, it is what it is. Just keeps on going. So we will watch that name as it's going up. Square, okay. Last buy for me in the long-term account, 212. That's fantastic. It's in a long-term account. I'm never, ever getting out of it. So if you are interested in that, that's what I'm doing there on that long-term account. So get ready for that one. I just have to hit cancel replace on something. 17,770 there. I will push OK on that one and see if we get out. All right, this little level right here, 261 and change right now on Square. Looking to see if that can hold. I wonder, we tweeted, let's check back in on the poll. I wonder if NASDAQ will get positive. You know, it's a very, very slippery slope upside here with the NASDAQ. So it's been a nice move up. It came back down, tested this 13,700. Now we're trying to bounce off there. Square will move with it. It's just the run that Square's been on here is epic right now, to say the least. As Fubo's still $3 in the money, going higher. 210 right now. This is like we bought here. I think it was what day is it? March. April. I think we even bought up here and didn't get it out. But my last buy anyways, somewhere in here, 212. It makes sense that it was right here. But look at this move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th day, and we're bottoming out at 208. So 208 to 262 in just under 8 days of trade. Quite an incredible move up there for Square. So for me, let's watch out here, taking out this VWAP 261, a good spot to load back in if you believe in this name. But the one name that I believe in and will just keep on crushing is PLTR, man. There it is again, another one. Shout out to you, Kathy Wood. Get on our show.
She just doubled down on that name in particular, and I just took more. Look, if I'm going to scalp out halfway, like I made that split-second decision when it looked like it was basing out in front of VWAP, yeah, good chance I can just get right back in. So I picked some shares up at 80 again. It's the same break. I got 79 the first time. We'll get 80 the second time, and it's the same trade we're going to make through that 1550 bottom. We're going to go to money talks in a quick second. Just want to show you guys the consolidation and grind higher, every single time on Roblox. Slowing down a little bit, so I do have park in order here in the mid-50s. And then if it makes that 75 high, I look to get out because I like a 75 break. So I'll take more shares out in front of 75 even because I can always go long on a breakout, and you guys can go to the big screen for Money Talks with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. Let's have a look at the world of money, see what is happening. Not a lot, really. A lot of these pretty much flat to end the week, as equities are as well. So you're going to see the euro overall down slightly, 0.14%. The Canadian dollar holding as well, higher on the day, but only just. The British pound also basically flat on the session. Swiss franc and Japanese yen not doing a heck of a lot. We did have the Swiss franc higher early on, has come back since. Australia and New Zealand both a little bit to the downside today. Charts on this platform don't seem to be working today as well, so maybe there's an overall data issue, but wanted to highlight, tough to see, I guess, highlight this news story here. Gold down 1%. It's starting to work in opposite or tandem, I guess, for Bitcoin. So you're going to see exactly the same amount to the upside for Bitcoin today. Gold heading southbound, but yeah, we're back to 57,661 for Bitcoin, guys. Back to you.
17 cents now in the money. Palantir. Take it out. Let's just keep on. We talked about this. Does it get back to VWAP? How much can we do here? And I just want to thank everybody for the love. Shakib, you're always here every day. Other people say, huge day in 1 month. David Campos, what's up to you too? Sean, the man, Go Canada Go. Team Ontario, everybody loving Fubo time. Animations and fireworks, yeah, we'll get some more going there. Oh, that's the same guy, David Campos. Sean, look at Fubo. It might be breaking down. We did look at it, and we will have another look, but I just want to say thank you to all the trading family there for all the love as Fubo. Look, breaking down. Okay, we did talk about it possibly breaking down here, but we are still hella long Fubo, and I don't really have any targets, but what about 26? This little bottom wick, 25. You know what? 25 is a big movement. This is up 20%. I'm now debating just getting some out here on Fubo, man. Anything near this 25 level will ring the register and get some out. But what a big trade this has been for me on Fubo, guys. You can only imagine what's going on here, and it's just been big. Super happy you guys have joined us up, man. Let's just keep the party going. I think it's V at the big screen. Love that green, Miss V.
Thank you, Sean. And DraftKings, DKNG is popular in the chat right now. Stock is trading on high volume, is up around 2%, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Donkey Kong.
Strong Donkey Kong. Why not? And look, it actually presents a little bit of value. This is the other name that got doubled down on by that Kathy Wood that you're mentioning there, Sean. So let's see if it can't find a little bit of a round out. I like this chop, and if it can sit here in this like 62 area, it's very, very similar to that Disney chart in some ways, but not the exact same stock. I could care less about that. I think you actually have a chance at some movement in DraftKings off of these levels. Now, as a day trade, I like 60. That's just going to be it. So like it's trying to make a double bottom here. I think you can use 61.5 as a bit of a swing type of entry point, and then look out. 63 will be the breakout. That's probably next. I shouldn't say that. Now that might be an afternoon type play. If you like tuning in, we try to talk about this every chance we get, but hopefully it's coming up 3. It is live at the close. So when we talk about some of these levels, I don't necessarily think we're getting to 63 at lunchtime, but I want to put this one up here because sometimes you get these better opportunities on the stock. You're like, yeah, but I like that 63 break more than I like picking up that 61.50. That's something to watch for in the final hour of the day. And if it doesn't take that level and holds, I have something to consider over the weekend. So definitely tune in. I like this much, much better for an afternoon style of play. This time of day has never really worked out for me on DraftKings in particular, unless I'm getting a bit of a really good bottom pick, and that's not what we're looking at here. We're nowhere close to that 61 higher low that it just put in.
Okay, Daryl, I see you, Daryl. And you are welcome, man. I mean, I'm going to be a man of my word there. I sent Daryl the hat, the Trader, I don't have my hat here, the Trader TV hat, Daryl. So thank you so much for coming on the show. You support us infinitely here. So I just want to give a big shout out to you, Daryl. And like I said, I'm a man of my word. Thank you to Valeria for hooking that up as well. I told you I'd send you the hat, and there it is. Snuck that in there. I mean, hey, great guest, and thank you to Ms. V for organizing that as well with me. So Daryl, you're welcome for that. And there it is, man, showing love back to the viewers. So, okay, we're doing it again, guys. All right, so this is the thing. I was looking at Fubo here. It does get to 25 and then stop. Why did I not get out there? I do not know. I was talking about getting out at that 25 level. So right now, I am going to stick an order upside there. And then I also have one to break down through 24.50, I believe it was. So if 24.50 breaks, we'll get out of Fubo. And we will also, there it is. Bang on the outside of Fubo. We are now done on that trade. We can now raise up the cup. Boom, no better trade today, I don't think, than this one on Fubo. I mean, you're going to go long 21 and get out 25? Hell yeah, we'll take that. A $4.50 win right there on Fubo. And by $4.50 win, I mean $3.50 win there on Fubo. Long $21.50, not $20.50. There's the out at that very top. And let me guess, people are going to say, oh, you know, I really didn't get that out, right? Okay, you guys all saw that, and now it comes to the downside. So there's the out on Fubo. Whether or not I take that at 25 or we take it at 24.50, we're flying high today. I'm done. Like, I mean, I have this Palantir trade on. It's a big win for me. I may not take too many more shares on anything today. My day's done. We're 3 times daily goal. So there you go. The Bulls are kicking now, guys.
Yeah, the Bulls are kicking, and we're also powering up here. Just got some of that Roblox out, so we take like 70 pennies. We'll take the rest out if it gets to 75. But if you want to keep it real around here, I told you, this is literally the only day that I've taken a long after all the shorting in naked brands. Of course, I rounded that long. I told you guys about it, took some shares in front of that 69.50, and this is the day that takes the bottom. So, you know, if I had the look to maybe consolidate short, which is not what I was planning to do. I mean, I would have taken shares out in front of 72.50. I would have defended that 75 again for a short side trade. This is what it means to be wrong. It's going to happen to you from time to time, and you're going to have a bad read. I had an out. I mean, it's not the best. It's not the best trigger. I mean, I actually got slipped about half a cent there, which does matter when you're trading 69.5 long. You care whether you get out at 68 or 67.50. That was very similar. Like yesterday, I should have had an average price at 98.5 into 1 on Sundial in the afternoon, but I had 97.5, and that is the difference between losing a third of your day or half of your daily loss limit. So it matters when you're trading these penny stocks. Now, liquidity's, there we go. Liquidity's still pretty, okay, it's still on DraftKings, that's what I was looking at. Let's go to Naked Brands manually because I have to do it every time. Liquidity's still pretty good down here on Naked Brands, and I'm probably still gonna fade into shorts, but this is the time of day that you don't want to overtrade, you don't want to force things. I just had the bad read to reverse into it. I don't want that to muck up with some great shorting earlier on in the day, so I'm gonna stick to what's working. I still have that rice stock, however. I got that reload, and this is what it's doing. A whole lot of nothing. So it's still basing out here. This is actually, I actually consider this probably a little bit better for you guys that are long than me sitting in that short position. Where it stalled out and I was like, I should get out manually for a scalp trade at 70. for half the position. I'm still sitting here on the bid in front of VWAP. The longer it does this, I mean, I'm praying for no volume spike. If it spikes up on volume, I might actually just sort of take it off. If it doesn't even hit that 16 out, might just manually get out of this trade because it's doing nothing and I'm against the grain. So I don't like this coiling up that it seems to be doing here. When it broke through that low on the coil, fair enough. Now it spent twice as much time in this consolidation, and it's a very strong name there. Roblox, getting close. We're 30 cents away from getting the dollar and then looking for a 75 break. That too could be a trade that we're looking at in the afternoon at that 3:15 power hour trade.
Always nice to sit back, relax. We're going to Hydration Nation. So I'm at like the 11 a.m. level on this thing. So I'm hoping that I can get going a little bit. I'm like on pace right now. Shout out to Shakib and shout out to everybody else that's Hydration Nation. Ooh, I see the champagne there in the corner. Okay. Here's Palantir, man. This is what we're celebrating right now. Palantir upside, breaks through view up. We still got some on. We got on now a third of this position. You can see I didn't empty too much out, but now let's see if it just wants to go back to day's high here. Palantir just cash city right now for me. I'm taking a break. I mean, I have 163 fills today, and it's been a good one. I just tweeted out the Fubo out there. We put a little bit of a happy note on that one. So here it is here. Our Fubo trade just tweeted out with a happy face right there. Bang, 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 bang. And the other thing is too, like now, I mean, I already know that you guys are loving the sticky note, but here we go right here, the sticky note. If you're joining us for the first time, follow me. We'll put this up on our chat, but this is what we're doing right now. Put paste in right there. We push enter, hold 22. Check 24, 25 right now on FUBO, so that's a good one there. Boeing, we'll check back on that one. Levi, we like the 2650 break, but thank God we were able to get lower on that and we made some money. Neo was the smash city for me. Does Apple hold 129? Hell yeah, it does. Palantir, we like the 2275, but we've just been crushing that. And did Clover ever get to 940? No, but let's just review what we did on Clover anyways, as I'm still, here, you know what? Let's get a better picture for you guys. Let's go like this. We'll get a little bit more comfortable. Let's look at our Clover trade that we had off early. Easy one for me, man. Comes right back down. We like the long. We take it, bang. I mean, this is basically the only long move all day on Clover. And who had it? This guy. Neo. Oh yeah, you want to talk about Twitter here? We'll go back over to Twitter. When we talked about this right now, who wants to smash Neo with us, right? Look at the time on this trade. 8:46. Guys, who wants to smash Neo at 38? It's at 37.24. If you still smash that, then you're still making that cash with that trade. But that's Clover. Levi, we could go back to this. It's now up. I don't have any problems here. I'm flat on the stock today. I was able to take this profit. So get out of the last bid. 26.04 was my last bid. We got out there 91s, right? So that right there, 15-cent hit. But look at the wins. About the same, 15 cents. This is a 30-cent win. Now we'll watch out to see if Levi does take out that 26.50. But let's just keep on going, guys. Big time show, and I hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, we're going to rein in on Roblox. It was a fantastic stock. We had longs at 70, 71. That was a few sessions ago. Today we do miss out on that 71 break, but just like I was just saying, like I just tweeted out to you guys, it's one of those things where if you miss that first look, but you like the long trade, you know you like it, you got to think about where you can catch those dip buys. So if it's in your toolbox to find some consolidation and go to the long side, go ahead and do it. And I still like that 75 break, but I can't ignore the fact that it was really starting to put in a lower high off that 74.60. So I get out of the rest of those shares. It was always the plan to cover in front of 75 even on Roblox, because I would love to see us, maybe we can go to the 15 and zoom out so you can see a little bit better. I'd love to see us make this break. You look at 75 up here, you look up to that double top at 79 and just think to myself, okay, well, if we break 75 in the afternoon, I know it's a strong move, but round up the weekend nicely. If you give yourself like 50 cents worth of cover, maybe even down to that dip buy that I just had where it's like $1.15, I think you have a shot at $2-3 to that upside. I'm probably going to be thinking short if it gets to that 79 area, but first things first, 75 break possibly coming up. I mean, maybe not by the end of this show because we only have 25 minutes, but certainly in the afternoon and possibly in that power hour, we're going to get that 75 break in Roblox.
All right. Yeah, thank you guys again for the comments on the chat. It definitely does mean a lot, that's for sure. I mean, I'm trading here for you. That's why we're doing this show. I mean, I could just trade privately and keep this off the airways, but that's not what we're doing. We're here. Shout out to Day Trade the World. our only and best sponsor, at best prop trading firm too. Look that up, daytradetheworld.com. What up, Beep?
Big reversal here on this one. GeoVax or GovX. It's actually not, I apologize, not GeoVax. It's GeoVax Labs Incorporated. Used to be GeoVax. GovX to the downside, just popping up on volume here. We tagged $6, big reversal. This thing just gave back 50 cents in a flash there for GovX. They had a hepatitis B treatment that got FDA approval today, guys.
All right, FDA approval. Yesterday we were trading rice at the close. The merger, the Nat Gas, it's up 3.8% or so. And I talked about holding that overnight. And we're not able to here, but if you did, congratulations on that one again. If that's not another reason to watch our late show right there, I don't know what is. We talked about holding some rice overnight, but we didn't do that. A straight move to the high side right now. We'll see if we can't catch it now. If it dips down below 1570, 1572, something like that. Looking to hold out on rice right now. Big upside move. I know you were trading this earlier, Neil, but for right now, it's kind of calmed down. I don't mind the short if it does break back down below this 1570. But to be honest with you, I'm not 100% full on what those details are. But
it just shook me on the short, to be honest with you guys. I mean, it's going to be like, okay, get short, take a scalp trade, get back in, and then get out at 16. So for me, it's a whole lot of nothing here. If it breaks out, I think there's a chance, but at this time of day, it feels like you're probably looking at an afternoon. If we say that enough times, it was a good trade for you in the afternoon. It might be the same thing where you get a better move in the afternoon post lunchtime here. I was going to get to that Vuzi in just a quick second, but DraftKings, another mover here, guys, that I think we want to pay attention to. So I forget who brought it up in the chat. DKNG, and I did say we were looking for a potential breakout on DraftKings later on in the session. And when I think about the afternoon, I'm like, okay, well, we're starting to get closer to continuously pushing those highs on DraftKings. I don't know why it doesn't let me slide that. There we go. Gonna go to the 15 so you can see a little better. We're getting closer to this like 63 little break area. So creeping. DraftKings looking like it wants to make a bit of a breakout off of the pre-market high here. 62.80, but I round up. I like to use that even dollar break. So 63 coming on DraftKings.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we should call the sticky note the golden ticket. Very, very kind words from Aaron Wells. Thank you so much. Gentleman and scholar, I don't know about that, but thank you so much for the nice words. The knowledge is no problem. And the golden ticket, I assume you are referring to said golden ticket right here, the sticky notes. So there you go. That is the golden ticket. And look, I mean, I do the preparation for you, and whether or not you want to take the same trades as us, it doesn't really matter. Some days these levels don't even come into play, but when they do, you know that I'm all over them. So that's the one thing that I try to share with all of our viewers. And it looks like right now, the NASDAQ, I keep saying this, and shout out to everybody on the chat again, but I need to be trading some futures here. Like there's another hold at 13.7. We've talked about how that level is pretty key. I wonder what Arun is doing at these levels right now, but 13,700 holding, nice consolidation there. It's kind of where we started. Like that dip is nothing. It waited and then it fell off a cliff and then we got right back up. So similar to how there was some action here, similar action at 13.7 and then it holds. So yeah. Big move upside. If you had this, that's great. It might not seem like a big move, but again, if you're trading the triple Qs or something like that, it actually turns out to be okay. The only trade we have on right now is a 20-cent winner right now for Palantir. We're going to hold on to that one. Fubo, though, there it is. It does go upside there. So we did miss out on, we got out 90s. We did miss out on about 30 cents. It goes as high as 25 and a quarter there. So, I mean, realistically, I don't think I would have got out up there. I probably would have got out on a 25 break back down. So there's the clean out on Fubo. We expected to get that, and we did. So a nice little win there on Fubo, but we are out of that if anyone was wondering. The only long I have right now is Palantir, and it's kicking some butt.
I'm going to watch this. We talked about Clover before, and I think a couple of times here. I see you guys, Noah talking about naked brands trying to bounce. I had the one long idea. I'm usually going to be shorting that stock. I'm not in love with the long. I'll take a quick look at it in a second. But I want to show you Clover. It's not top wick, but every now and then you're going to get pretty close to it. But that's the thing. Like, if we're going to be in our pre-market preparation, I say I'm shorting off of the open into that 1865 area, and I'm not going to let it break there because it's shown some strength through that in the past. and then maybe testing that 9 that you saw in the afternoon show. If you're following, I'm just going to get out. And sometimes it's going to be a bad out. It's going to grind to the downside, bounce off 8. So it would have been a nice little return if I just hung on to oblivion, but you can't do that sometimes. You have to have a bit of a plan of action, and that's why we go over what we're going to be doing at some of these levels, or at least why we think the level is important. Now, it did bounce off 8 even, so that has now happened, and it does feel like Clover. And just let's go to a higher time frame here and pull back on the 15 so you can sort of see. The reason I like that short, it's probably going to stand out like a sore thumb around that 880 area. But now that you're getting down towards that level and bouncing, didn't break that 8. Previous resistance, puts in some support at that price. That's a kind of bottom I'm going to like down here. So if we can hold 8 even, I look to maybe build a bit of a long position. I like it closer to 8, obviously, on Clover. But if we can get something in like the 815 area, I don't mind working into a long position there. It's not dissimilar from the Naked Brands trade. I just feel like it's been a little bit stronger in the last couple of sessions than Naked Brand has been. Naked Brand's like a 2-day move. Clover a little bit more than that.
Okay, right. Just, trying to find more trades for you, but realistically, I mean, I'm just on this Palantir. There's Square, actually. Square it did break. Oh, man, it did break that level that we were looking at right here. That would have been a great, holy crap, that was a good trade. Oh, man, trust myself a little bit more here, guys. We talked about what would happen if Square broke VWAP, and what happened to Square when it broke VWAP. Yeah, it went down it went down VWAP right there, 261.60, went all the way down to 260. I talked about this. I gave this trade out, and I didn't take it myself. So, oh, man, that was a miss. Now let's see what it wants to do on the upside now as it's retesting. To me, this may be another opportunity to short at this level. So I think we can short 262 light, see if we can hold out for that 263 level. See if we can make $1 one way or the other on this Square. So I do, actually, now that I look at this, like that level. So we'll see. You're going to have some diamond hands on this one, which today for me hasn't been a problem. We've had some big time winners for you, including checking back in on Neo. If that wasn't we tried a small breakout there. That was the loss on this was, was minimal. As soon as it breaks 38, we get out and then double the short, double 5 times the short, 7 times the short on this position. That was that. So big time move to the downside. We'll watch for that, but I do like that Square retracement level, guys. And then we'll watch Palantir. I still think 2405 at least comes through soon. So here it goes to the upside. Let's watch out for Square here.
Alan James, I like where your head is at. I see you in the chat there. Subscribe so these guys can get drunk, so we can enjoy some. But remember, we got an afternoon show to do as well. We're gonna come back at 3:15 and we're gonna trade that close. I did at some point. I kind of wanted to show you guys Sundial, which is the tale of two cities. Can I say tale of two trades in yesterday's action, and still showing some strength. Here today. Thought there might be a dip and a test of 1 even. That never happened, so still look out for that long in the afternoon. But it was a $1 break short that I had 2 days in a row. We had a nice little bottom here. It then blew me out when it took the top. And anytime you get a flush out break where everyone in the world is looking at the same level, they're all looking at a buck, they're all trying to make their day, their month, their week, whatever it might be on that one short, and then you get a hard turn like this, that little quick V shape, and then hold it. You got to start thinking about longs on that second day. So the next time I see this set up, I'm not going to make the same mistake. I'm not going to get stubborn saying I only want to short it. I'm probably going to take a long in the pre-market off a level like that and use a 1 as my stop. Everyone's got to be learning in real time. I'm almost always shorting things like Naked Brands and Sundial, but that was just a heck of a reason to go long after that flush out. Brendo?
Another one to look at, guys. We mentioned this earlier, actually. PRVB was down on an FDA ruling. They need more time, and there was a lack of data as far as a ruling on one of their treatments. Another day high. I talked about this back in here, going through 750. We're 2 day highs again. You can see still lots of volume in this. Yeah, it's down 17%, but nothing but straight to the upside for PRVB, guys.
Strong move there, and it was nothing but straight to the upside on Rice, but look at this. It's just, and this is the reason I got out of it. It's just whipping you around in this price range, and you don't want this to be the case where if you're scalping it, fair enough. Maybe you're taking 16s into 1550 over and over again. I was trying to make that move the first time, but once it started putting in the higher end of the range, I said, forget about it. We'll get out. If it holds VWAP throughout the session, 1550, you got that patented power hour type of breakout, and that'll be through that 16, retesting the high of the day. I can tell you Roblox is doing something very, very similar here. Now, we can talk about the trade that we had before. We can think about what's going to happen next on Roblox. And yes, do we have a long off this consolidation? Do we take some out here, just grabbing the quick little scalp in front of 75? Sure. Do I like a 75 break? Yes. But at this particular point, it looks like there could be a rollover in play. And I'm looking at 73.50. I'm looking at it right here and just saying, if we take out this bottom, a similar scalp to what I had to the upside is just going to be there to that downside trade. So, I'm looking Roblox. I'm looking 73.50 breakdown. I think we can scalp that into what was an unbelievable 73 area. If it ever broke that, I think you got at least another $1 to the downside there. So 73 is key. I would much rather be in a short watching it break, and therefore if it bounces off that level, I can be out and still in the money and maybe even break even, as opposed to trying to take the 73 even break on its own all the way down here. That's the way I'd like to get into the trade. I'd already rather be in the trade and working off of that level. Allows me to take a scalp trade if I like it and then still break away with profits taken and maybe even a quick reversal to the long side. So I want to fade that 73.50 short into 73 even on Roblox. Brendan?
Another one we looked at earlier, back to an interesting spot here. Pfizer back above 36.50. We dipped below twice. Some clear outs here. 36.45 holds twice, back above 36.50. So remember, 1.8 billion additional vaccines for the EU ordered today for PFE, guys.
I feel like you brought Pfizer up. We didn't actually go to it, which happens far too often with that particular name, guys. So where are you, Pfizer? Let's bring you up here and see if we can't get a bit of a look. I like it much more on the daily there, guys. And Clover, wow, actually got into Clover down. Look, can't go over Pfizer because just picked up a position in Clover. So I'm going to jump over to that one in a quick second here. Pfizer was going to save, priming in for a bit of a breakout. That's the only reason it was worth looking at that chart. But load. There we go. Clover, well, I wanted to get that base. I'm going to start this one in front of 8 even. We talked about that. I sort of waited for it to come down. I said, be patient. It's not really moving at lunchtime. I'll pick some more shares up in front of 8.10. I like that little base out. This is the reason why we liked it on the 15-minute chart here. I just like that previous. You go back in the last couple of weeks, it was resistance at 95s into 8 even. It bounced once off 8. So I like this sort of base out trade where, look, you were staring at like 940. You're looking at the aftermarket in a couple of sessions ago, or looking at the end of the day a couple of sessions ago. So why not catch a little bit of that upside? I tried some shorts before. They didn't work out for me. Let's go with the long trade off of that 8 even area and start working this into this position off of that throughout lunchtime. Might have to hold on to this one for a while. Sometimes you're in these ones for 30 minutes to an hour, especially at this time of day, guys. So I'm willing to hold this through 8 even. Give it to like 795. That'll be tops, but I'm not getting more shares till about 15s and 10s. Got to be patient.
All right, let's add some excitement here. Really? Fruit salad time? That's the excitement. Okay, it is cantaloupe. You like cantaloupes, Valeria? Not really. It's cantaloupe and strawberry time right now. So your show brought to you today by Cantaloupe, Strawberry, and our Trader TV Live Cup, which does show this. And then on the other side, it shows bang. So there we go. Thank you to Valeria. She's always hooking up the good stuff for us there. But it's cantaloupe. Stay refreshed. Stay hydrated. All you can enjoy with life. Might as well, enjoy the finer things in life, such as cantaloupe, guys. All right, so Palantir, it's the only position I have on. It's 11.18 right now. We are coming back. Do not forget, guys, at 3:15, we are coming back today. 3:15, we're coming back every day. I just shouldn't say today. We're coming back every day live with you guys. Neil and I today again. 3:15, we should be ready to rock and roll at that time. We're exhausted now, but we won't be then. No, I'm not exhausted. We have lots of stuff to do here. The afternoon is still young. The day is still young here as we go. But let's watch out for the NASDAQ. Let's check back in on Square. We talked about that at this VWAP spot. It does break through. We didn't have any trades. The NASDAQ is making moves to the high side now. So, I think this is worth it. Smashing back down. So I'm going to put on a trade through 261, but it has to be 261.60. If that breaks, we're going to go short here on SQ. Brendo again.
Another one to look at maybe a little bit later when you come back and join us in the afternoon, guys. CommScope here up on new contract. This is a telecom wireless company. Back to the upside through 17.5 there on a volume spike as well. So we made day highs, recent highs, in fact, for CommScope, which is Comm, guys.
And we're just going to go arrows up here. It continues to go well. So I covered this a couple of times for you guys so you know what was going to happen here. Got that clover. I still have bids because I want to be building more of a position, but immediately pops into VWAP. So I'm going to take a quick 10-cent scalp. If it goes 20, fair enough, I'll take some more shares off. If it goes all the way to 865, I'll just get flat because that was that level from before. It was my out on the short. I'm going to like it for tops if we make a move above VWAP here. I'm buying dips in Clover. I mentioned this a couple of times, give you the higher time frame for the thought process. I do still feel like, despite the fact that I just finished saying I could be holding this all afternoon, and then seconds later it starts to bounce up to VWAP in the money, I still do feel like I could be building into more shares of this position throughout lunch hour just because it happened to pop there. That's probably a little bit of a coincidence. I still love this one in front of 8 even, and you use that 795 actually, the previous low, the previous high on the last couple of weeks as you're out instead of the 8 flat, but I'm buying all the way down to 8 for sure.
Yeah, I've already hit that Clover. It's a big positive stock for me today, so we'll look at that in a minute. Pfizer, of course, Brendan keeps coming with the name, so let's have a quick look. And again, we put the recommendation on Pfizer a lot lower than where it is now. That's a big move up. We talked about why the EU ordering a crap ton of more vaccines. I think wasn't it in the billions or something? Yeah, 1.8 with a B billion vaccines, obviously. That sounds like the population there of Europe or so. So we'll see if they can all get vaccinated there, the EU. We will wait to see, but that 35 level on a daily chart, so it did it. Like this is sort of what you're going to be waiting for, and this is what I'm going to be waiting for when we check back in on this in the afternoon show. This 37, like it touched 37 a couple days ago, like 2 weeks ago, last week. Oh, what day was it exactly? March 30th, and the day before. We've touched out there. It stopped. Then it dropped, and now we're kind of doing the same thing. That stop at 37. I love a 37 break, but today we only get as high as 36.81, and now we're starting to fade back in. So if you look at this as a little bit of a, this is only a 1 minute chart, you're right at this VWAP, but let's go to a 3 just to have a better look, because right now it's 11:22. So I think we got to use, so it's the same thing. Again, 1 minute, 3 minute, you're kind of just chomping at the bit here. But that's a good little level. I like the short because you can use 37 as you're out. I mean, you can even use today 36.75. I mean, the day's high is 36.81. So I do like a short of Pfizer in front of VWAP right now. It probably tests and breaks. Let's watch it if it breaks this level. 36. Okay, so this is going to be a tradable move for me here. 36.20, 36.40 right here on the drop down. Sometimes it pays to look at a different time frame. 36.43 short on Pfizer. I'm putting that trade in right now.
I love it because I got distracted by like Clover when I got the fill. I was looking at a very similar play in Pfizer. Now, you can also double up with, and it's the same thing I was looking at for Roblox, but I can't ignore the fact that, pie and face here, DKNG, it's Donkey Kong. You guys know what the symbol is. There's 63. Where is me? I don't know where my stop order is because I'd swear I put it in, but maybe I just need to have a champagne right now. Maybe I am already drunk and didn't have that 3 times. Talked about 63 for a break, and then of course I'd swear I had that order in, but it is what it is. I'm gonna miss out on. We're gonna show you guys. What I was at least talking about here. If you get that 63 break and you look at that 65 area, at least 65 to 65.50 to the top end, there's a lot of room for this to sustain as a bit of a run. A break at this time of the day, I think you're almost always going to want to scalp some of that. Usually you're taking to the quarters, and if it gives you a dip, you got to look back to, and I'm thinking more along the 75 to 80 range. So the initial dip buy, if it does give you that fail break, shake out some of the weak hands, or initial weak hands at least, I suppose. You get some of that 85 love and then work into this one. So if you missed initial break and can't get that 20-cent scalp, I try to make that scalp by getting 85s or so and then give that back down to this consolidation here, area here that you had at about 11 to 11.10. So that's going to be the idea after missing out on 63. Pie in my face. That's all my fault. I said it 3 times and never had to stop. It is what it is.
Let's check out Fubo again as Palantir is still ripping. We just took another piece off. Oh, it's coming back a little bit. Okay, so a good out there on Fubo coming there. We'll wait for Pfizer. Oh my God, I was talking about Square, and it's just Rip City right now, even though the NASDAQ is coming off a bit. We got to watch out for this. I think now NASDAQ coming down, looking a little weak here. So for me, this looks like a good opportunity right now to possibly, again, it depends on what you think about Square. It's already made, I'm going to sneeze, it's already made that high. I'm sorry, where's my sneeze or cough button? I don't know, maybe it won't come, but maybe it will. 263, this is the new level right here for a short on a square, but I don't know if I want to play short on this name, man. Still going up. Let's play a 263 break. Let's go the other way right now on square. It looks like it's kind of fading out to the upside. So 263. Let's get jiggy with this one. Square to the upside right now. Definitely like this play. Someone who was asking for there we go. Valeria's got it in there as well. Lots of you asking for my Twitter link. Just type in Trader TV Sean on Twitter and you'll find that. I'll also drop my Instagram. We have some cool things on Instagram actually, I believe posted today. Let's go over and have a quick look there. This is it. It's the same type of thing. Ooh, a sneak peek. Oh yeah, this is what it is. There's already 182 views. There is a behind the scenes peek here. We'll drop that. I made this before the show started. A behind the scenes peek here on Insta. So if you did want that, there's a Tattinger from our, here's the guys. Shout out to the best crew in the business. I say that and I mean it, but you are the only crew that I know. So there you go. Rob and Lucas chilling as usual. I think Lucas has got on, he did have on the sweater today. I chose not to wear it.
He's got the t-shirt because it's hot in here.
Yeah, exactly. So drop it like it's hot today. I didn't wear that, but shout out to these guys and thank you so much for your continued support. But come over to Insta right now. We'll drop that link there as well. And then you can see what's up with this sneak peek, guys. Check me out on Instagram.
Certainly, and I'm still disappointed we're not going to get that. Look, we might still get to 200 in the afternoon show. Let's remember that is upcoming. Only about 3.5, 4 minutes to go. So I'm going to review here. I only have that Clover. Going to be buying in front of that 8, of course, all morning long. We did talk about that. I think this is going to be one of the names that we're going to be trading at 3:15 to 4 o'clock when we do have the power hour. Sean says that fastest 45 minutes in YouTube. It goes like a blur, but there was a lot to look at. Some winning trades yesterday, some awesome stocks that I think are going to have some fantastic levels for the afternoon that we can play off of. So I want you guys to end the week with an absolute bang and join us for that afternoon show, guys. I don't know if there's much in the way of earnings on the board here. We'll get to that in a quick second with Brendan, but I already know what national day it is and what I think we should be going with that before I get to that one. I just want to say lastly, when it comes to, we're going to go to Brendan. Brendan?
Yeah, just wanted to show you before we get out of here. It's not a huge deal, but AstraZeneca cutting their delivery expectations there for EU deliveries for their vaccine. So just a volume spike anyways. Back to the downside for AZN. Worth a watch, guys.
AstraZeneca. We've had muted success ever trading that one to the day trade, but I'd like to get my jab at some point, but it's not going to happen. Rice is not for lunch, but Rice is bouncing off that 1550 view up. So I did have an idea for a breakout power hour trade. If it had held this range and not broken 16, I like the 16 break, but it's kind of already going. We'll have another idea for that Rice trade for certain in the last hour of the day. I know it's going to be a mover, Sean.
Justin Rose. I see what you're doing right now.
But nobody's got him.
No more Thorn. Yeah, exactly. Right now, +2 for the round, Monsieur Justin. So that's going to be good for us as he's coming back to life here. Webb Simpson. Who else is shooting a nice round? Scheffler's shooting a nice round. There's your boy Spieth as well at even, Brendo. So the #1 pick overall in our pool, Jordan Spieth. Looking to make some money for Brendan. So a good little trade there. Yeah, we do have earnings. Do we have earnings?
There's not.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's not huge for Monday. Then we do have our special day. We are subs away still. So guys, help us get those subs going. Hopefully we can crack the 200. If we do it off show, we'll just celebrate it at 3:15. So keep it going for us. Thank you so much again for everything today. It's been a fantastic day. I'm negative on no stocks today. GE and well, I guess GE I'm negative on it. But GE and Levi, both paid fees on it. So that's it. So two fee paid stocks and then a lot of wins, man. Clover's been great. Fubo's been fantastic. I mean, that run is, I just wish I didn't get out there. Levi Neo, we smashed 38, man. Big time trade there for that one. I'm happy. Are you happy, Miss V?
Yeah, I'm not bad. Would be better if we would reach 200,000 and we'd drink some champagne, but I'll be fine. Well, guys, another great week together. We don't say you goodbye. We say see you at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find a link for our afternoon show on the live chat, on Twitter, on our community pages. Well, guys, thank you for all the support. Welcome all the new members, subscribers. We really, really love you. See you, and happy National Chinese Almond Cookie Day.
I don't actually know what that is. I mean, it looks tasty. It definitely looks tasty. I'm just not sure exactly what it is there. Sean, your opinion on it? It looks good.
Yeah, I love almonds and I love Chinese food, so why not? I've probably had them before. It's probably a nice little tasty treat. Chinese almond cookies. Palantir looking at 24. We will see you guys at 3:15. Let's go. Tell your friends. Let's get some more subs. Let's go.
Absolutely, gives us subs. I just got that DraftKings long finally, so we got that little dip there. Let's get to that 200. Let's get to that 200 because we want to drink tonight to end the week off well. Miss V is in green. The ES is barely positive. The NASDAQ is trying to get there. I think it will because she's good luck. Sean's in the plaid. It's a good look. I know why. And Brendan Wickens for them. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. We'll see you back at 3:15. Bye, guys.